जो है वो तीसरा सबसे बड़ा सर्कल है और बाहरी सर्कल है, और यह सबसे व्यापक और दीर्घकालीन दृष्टि से राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा को देखता है। इसमें कूटनीति, डिप्लोमेसी, अर्थव्यवस्था, व्यापार, पारंपरिक सुरक्षा, मानव सुरक्षा, तकनीक, टेक्नोलॉजी, ये सब विषय जो है इसमें जो है शामिल होते हैं। और जब भी हम राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा की बात करते हैं, जो सबसे बड़ा घेरा है, बाहर का घेरा है, ये हमेशा एक दीर्घकालीन दृष्टि से जो है इस चीज़ को देखता है और रीजनल सिक्योरिटी लैंडस्केप वगैरह को भी गहराई से समझता है। ये तीन घेरों के अंदर ऐसा नहीं है कि ये आइसोलेशन में काम करते हैं, अलग अलग तरीके से काम करते हैं, बल्कि एक राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा अच्छी होगी अगर ये एक साथ समन्वय से मिल करके काम करें, और ये एक अच्छी आधारशिला बनती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर्स किसी भी एक स्ट्रॉन्ग राष्ट्र के लिए। भारत में इन तीनों व्यवस्थाओं का संचालन करने के लिए अलग अलग संगठन हैं, जैसे कि जब मैंने आपको बताया कि सैन्य सुरक्षा जो मिलिट्री प्रिपेयर्डनेस है उसके लिए आर्म फोर्सेज हैं, चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ वगैरह हैं। जब हम राष्ट्र की रक्षा की बात करते हैं, राष्ट्र रक्षा, तो उसके लिए रक्षा मंत्री जी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस हैं। और जब हम राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा व्यापक तौर पे बड़े पैमाने में देखते हैं तो उसमें कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑफ सिक्योरिटी, प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स का ऑफिस, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइज़र, ये सब शामिल होते हैं। तो ये सारे जो घटक हैं एक साथ मिल करके जब काम करते हैं तब राष्ट्र सुरक्षित बनता है। अब मैंने आपको ये बताया कि किस तरह से राष्ट्र के पास में खतरे होते हैं और जो राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा है उसको एक थ्योरेटिकल फॉर्म में किस तरह से देखा जाता है उसके बारे में मैंने बताया। अब मैं आपको युद्ध और राजनीति के बीच के संबंध के बारे में बात करूंगा, उस पर प्रकाश डालूंगा। बहुत पहले प्रूशिया नाम का एक देश था जो अभी जर्मनी है, वहाँ के एक प्रसिद्ध सैनिक विचारक थे, उनका नाम था कार्ल वॉन क्लॉज़विट्ज़। उनका एक बड़ा फेमस कथन है, अंग्रेजी में है, जिसे कहते हैं कि वॉर इज़ अ कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स बाय अदर मीन्स, अर्थात युद्ध राजनीति का ही विस्तार है। जब मैं राजनीति की बात कर रहा हूँ इसमें, तो ये घरेलू राजनीति नहीं बल्कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय जियोपॉलिटिक्स के बारे में है। और इस स्टेटमेंट का कि युद्ध राजनीति का ही विस्तार है, इसकी दो गहरे जो है निष्कर्ष निकलते हैं। पहला निष्कर्ष ये है कि युद्ध और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय राजनीति को अलग अलग नहीं देखा जा सकता। युद्ध राजनीतिक उद्देश्यों को प्राप्त करने का एक साधन होता है, और दूसरा, एक प्रजातांत्रिक व्यवस्था में सैन्य शक्ति राष्ट्र संस्था के अधीन होती है, उसके नीचे काम करती है। तो दोनों के बीच में एक समन्वय होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। और जब किसी भी एक राष्ट्र की सरकार इस नतीजे पर पहुंचती है कि उसे अपने राजनीतिक उद्देश्य पूरा करने के लिए या राष्ट्र हितों को बचाने के लिए बल का प्रयोग करने की ज़रूरत है, युद्ध का सहयोग लेने की ज़रूरत है, तब जो सैन्य अधिकारी होते हैं, मेरे जैसे अधिकारी होते हैं, उनके दो दायित्व बनते हैं। नंबर एक, सरकार को बल प्रयोग करने के लिए ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा विकल्प प्रोड्यूस करें। नंबर दो, सैन्य क्षमता पर भरोसा दिला सके ताकि सरकार बड़े और चुनौतीपूर्ण निर्णय ले सके। तो ये दोनों चीज़ें जो है एक सैनिक अधिकारी या सीनियर लीडरशिप की जो है जिम्मेवारी होती है। इन सैन्य विकल्पों में जो कि हम सरकार को पेश करते हैं, कितनी विविधता होगी, ये दो चीज़ों पर निर्भर है। पहला, शांति काल में सरकार ने उसके लिए सैन्य क्षमता को बढ़ाने के लिए कितना खर्च किया, क्या क्या चीज़ें उन्होंने लगाई, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है। और दूसरा जो है, ये विविधताएँ जो हैं विकल्पों में होंगी अगर जो सैन्य लीडरशिप जो है अगेन शांति काल के अंदर सैन्य प्रशिक्षण के ऊपर समय व्यतीत करेगी और एक तरह तरह की युद्ध नीति बना करके रखेगी। इसमें कंटीजेंसी प्लानिंग शामिल है और उनकी जो सैन्य योजनाएं हैं जो है प्रासंगिक, रेलेवेंट होनी चाहिए। अगर हम देखें, इसका उदाहरण मैं दूंगा, गलवान आप लोग को पता है और बालाकोट। इसके बाद में सरकार ने जो है तीनों सेनाओं को इमरजेंसी प्रोक्योरमेंट की मंजूरी दी थी और इससे जो है तीनों सेनाओं ने अपनी सैन्य शक्ति मजबूत करने के लिए की मदद मिली। भारत और पाकिस्तान दोनों ही देशों ने बालाकोट के बाद में मेरे ख्याल से अलग अलग सीख ली। बालाकोट के ऑपरेशन के बाद में भारत ने लॉन्ग रेंज प्रिसिशन स्ट्राइक्स, लंबी दूरी पर सटीक मार करने वाले हथियार और पोस्ट स्ट्राइक डैमेज असेसमेंट, इन सब चीज़ों के ऊपर ध्यान दिया और मेरा ख्याल है कि पाकिस्तान ने जो है एयर डिफेंस के ऊपर ध्यान दिया होगा। विविधता की बात करें तो हर एक बार एक ही अगर हम स्ट्रैटेजी इस्तेमाल करें तो उसमें कभी सरप्राइज या डिसेप्शन नहीं होगा। आपको पता है 16 के अंदर 2016 के अंदर जब उड़ी के टेरर अटैक हुए थे और सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हुई थी तो हम लोग ने ज़मीनी सहारा लिया था। ज़मीन के रास्ते से पाकिस्तान की सीमा में गए थे और उनके टेररिस्ट कैंप्स को हमने जो है ना बर्बाद किया था। उसके बाद पुलवामा का अटैक हुआ था तो हम लोग ने जो है बालाकोट के अंदर जो स्ट्राइक की थी खैबर पख्तूनख्वा में जो कश्मीर से लगा हुआ है, उसमें हवाई सहारा लिया था, हवाई जहाज की मदद दी थी। जब पहलगाम हुआ तो हमारे पास में जो विकल्प था, जो हमारे पास था, जिसके अंदर सरप्राइज हो सकती थी और ये जो था क्योंकि हमने बालाकोट के बाद अपनी क्षमताएं बढ़ाई थी लॉयड टर्मिनेशन की, प्रिसिशन स्ट्राइक्स हथियारों की, तो हम लोग चाहते थे कि लोअर एयर स्पेस में लॉयड टर्मिनेशन और ड्रोन से जो है उनका इस्तेमाल करें। इससे जो है सरप्राइज भी रहेगा क्योंकि एक नई योजना रहेगी और इससे जो है तनाव बढ़ने के खतरे को भी कंट्रोल किया जा सकता है। लेकिन कुछ एक जब हमारी बातचीत हुई पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप के साथ तो ऐसा लगा कि ड्रोन और लॉयड टर्मिनेशन से ही पूरी तरह राजनीतिक लक्ष्य पाना संभव नहीं था। भावलपुर और मुरीदकी जैसे आतंकवादी ठिकाने, स्पेशली भावलपुर जो कि काफ़ी फासले पे था, उसको निशाना बनाने के लिए जो एयर पावर का इस्तेमाल करना ज़रूरी हो गया था। तो इसलिए जो है हमें अपनी योजना में थोड़ी बहुत तब्दीली करनी पड़ी। यहाँ पर मैं एक बात और स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूँ कि राजनीतिक नेतृत्व का एक और महत्वपूर्ण दायित्व ये है कि सैन्य बलों को जो है सही दिशा और सही मार्गदर्शन प्राप्त करें। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान हमारी राजनीतिक नेतृत्व ने सेना को स्पष्ट शब्दों में राजनीतिक दिशा प्रदान की थी। सबसे पहले ये था कि आतंकवादी ठिकाने और पर ही निशाना लगाया जाएगा। सिविलियन कैजुअलिटीज़ जहाँ तक संभव हो नहीं होनी चाहिए। पाकिस्तान के जो मिलिट्री इस्टेब्लिशमेंट्स को नहीं टारगेट किया जाए। अगर इन सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक्स के दौरान हमारी सेना पे पाकिस्तान की सेना का आक्रमण होता है तो जवाबी कार्रवाई करने के लिए पूर्ण तरह जो छूट दी गई थी, यह छूट इसी के लिए नहीं थी, यह छूट जो है ऑपरेशन प्लानिंग, टारगेट सिलेक्शन, टाइमिंग वगैरह के लिए भी दी गई थी। इसके बारे में मैं बाद में थोड़ा विस्तार से बताऊँगा। तो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का उद्देश्य आतंकवादी हमलों के खिलाफ सिर्फ एक बदला लेना नहीं था। मेरे ख्याल से इसका उद्देश्य हमारे धैर्य की एक नई रेड लाइन को अंकित करना था। मैंने आपको बताया था राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा में एनएसए का भी एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहता है और वही चीज़ ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में देखी तो आई। तो राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा सलाहकार ने राष्ट्रीय सेना को स्पष्ट फैसले और मार्गदर्शन दिए, जिसमें जो है लक्ष्य का चुनाव, टारगेट सिलेक्शन वगैरह में मदद, सैन्य बल का प्रयोग कब, कितनी क्वांटिटी में, नबी तुली, सटीक और नॉन एस्केलेटरी तरीके से करना, डी एस्केलेशन की नीति और तरीके, कूटनीति का प्रबल प्रयोग, मतलब वो बाहर के लोगों से बातचीत करने का उनका सिलसिला जारी रहा था। इसके बाद में आ जाता है तीनों सेना प्रमुख या हेडक्वार्टर आईडीएस या मेरा रोल। मैं और मेरे प्रेडिसेसर जो थे जनरल बिपिन रावत, हम लोग का मेन काम ये है कि तीनों सेनाओं के बीच में तालमेल बना के रखें, एकीकरण और संयुक्तिकरण की प्रक्रिया को शुरू रखें, जो कि हमने पिछले 2-3 सालों से काफ़ी तेज़ी ला रखी थी इसमें। और इस चीज़ के जो है एग्जाम्पल्स के इनके कारण जो है हम लोग को सफलता मिली। हमने कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम को एकीकरण करने की कोशिश की थी, आर्मी नेवी एयरफोर्स में एयर डिफेंस को एकीकरण करने की कोशिश की थी, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंटेलिजेंस, काउंटर यूएस सिस्टम जो ड्रोन्स के अगेंस्ट में कार्रवाई होती है, इन सबको एकीकरण करने की कोशिश की थी। यह जो कुछ एक दिनों का जो युद्ध था, यह एक बहुआयामी मल्टी डोमेन लड़ाई थी, जिसके अंदर साइबर स्पेस और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वॉरफेयर के ऊपर भी जो है विशेष ध्यान दिया गया। तीनों सेनाओं की योजनाओं के बीच के अंदर की कोऑर्डिनेशन, प्लानिंग, मूवमेंट के ऊपर भी जो कोऑर्डिनेशन था वो हेडक्वार्टर आईडीएस या सीडीएस के ऑफिस द्वारा किया गया। और आखिरी में जो है एस्केलेशन कंट्रोल, ताकि लड़ाई जो है किसी एक दिशा में बहुत तेज़ी से ना बढ़ जाए, उसके ऊपर भी ध्यान रखने की ज़रूरत थी। तीनों सेनाओं का जो इसमें काम था, तीनों सेनाओं के जो मुख्यालय थे, उसमें रिहर्सल्स बहुत ज़रूरी थी। तीनों सेनाओं का युद्ध क्षेत्र में तैनात होना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण जरूरी था। यह रिहर्सल इसलिए ज़रूरी थी क्योंकि हम एक नई क्षमता का पहली बार प्रयोग कर रहे थे।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, delicious, healthy, every day.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा प्योर मसाला।
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us.
This is Republic Jack Oliver's studio. Stay tuned for all the breaking news and updates. I am Tanisha Avasthi. Let's get started.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky. And this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा प्योर मसाला।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Republic TV with me, Akanksha Khajuria. We have a power-packed bulletin lined up for you. Over to my colleague, Rashid, for more.
Thank you so much, Akanksha. And viewers, we'll get you more updates from the country and across the globe. But first, a quick look at the headlines at 2 p.m. Ajit Pawar threatens on-duty woman IPS officer. Video goes viral on social media. Halts Solapur mining crackdown. Mumbai police acknowledges bomb threat ahead of Ganesh Visarjan in Mumbai. Township only for Muslim community promoted. Halal housing now under investigation. Bank of Baroda classifies RCom Anil Ambani as fraud. Kerala Congress apologizes after deleting Bihari Bidi post. Cops prepare lookout notice against Shilpa Shetty Rajkundra in a fraud case. Viewers, we start with some breaking news coming in right now. Expelled AIADMK leader V.K. Sasikala has issued a statement in a post. Senior leader Sengotayan's BC urging for a united AIADMK to take on the DMK. Remember, Sasikala, who's the former aide of J. Lalita, is now has now in fact made a statement ahead of the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections as the AIADMK campaign picks up pace. V.K. Sasikala, she was the former leader of the AIADMK. Now she is, okay, my colleague Sharda joining us live on the broadcast for more. Sharda, she has also said that, Amma's rule must be restored and many such statements. Do you feel that she is signalling somewhere a political comeback?
Well, Rakshita, after CTV Dinakaran announced a split from the NDA just 2 days back today, the AIADMK senior leader Sengoten has announced that he's been trying to talk to the party general secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy and making sure that all the factors, including the O Paneerselvam and the Sasikala factor, along with CTV Dinakaran, which has a party called the Amma Makkal Munnetra Kazhagam AIADMK, come together, and following which Sasikala has also issued a statement in the paper saying that it is difficult for the DMK to defeat the AIADMK if all of them are together. Until otherwise, it's not possible. And it's the same call that Edappadi Palaniswamy has also been giving. He's been calling on parties that can oppose the DMK to make sure that the 2026 elections is won by the NDA alliance under the AIADMK leader. So following which, in the next 10 days of time, Sengoten has said that he'll be expecting the leaders of the AIADMK, Edappadi Palaniswamy, trying to reach out to the leaders who are of the AIADMK but has left the party in the last 2 years, and has also said that he should try to make talks with them because the only agenda that they have in mind is to bring the AIADMK come together and fight for the 2026 election.
Thank you so much for joining us with those details on that story, Sharda. We'll keep a close eye on the campaign for the Tamil Nadu election. Now we shift our focus to breaking news coming in. Viewers, spokesperson on behalf of Anil Ambani in a note has said that Anil Ambani has denied all the allegations against him, allegations of fraud. He has denied all the allegations, and he says that it is a matter of record that RCom had a lender consortium comprising of 14 banks, and after an inordinate lapse of more than 10 years, select lenders have now chosen to initiate proceedings in a staggered and selective manner targeted Anil Ambani. So this after Anil Ambani was was declared a fraud. We have the first statement coming in. Aditya joins us live on the broadcast from more. Aditya, tell us more details about, I think it's Ishan who's joining us right now. If you could just share with us more what this statement really means and the allegations. Okay, we'll just connect with Aditya in a short while from now, viewers. But Bank of Baroda has declared Anil Ambani's loan accounts as fraud, and these allegations and charges are being denied. Look, amounts involve around 17,000 crore rupees, some multi-crore scam that has been, the allegations that have been made. Earlier, the SBI and the Bank of India had also tagged the accounts as fraud. So it's a big setback coming in. Aditya joins us on the broadcast for more. Aditya, please tell us more about this case against Anil Ambani and the statement.
Well, in the statement which has been given by the representatives of the Anil Ambani has clarified that there were around 14 banks in the consortium, and they allege, now there is an allegation coming in from Anil Ambani that in that 14 banks, the selective lenders are now being chosen to initiate proceedings against Anil Ambani in a selective manner. Now, this is the allegation being made by Anil Ambani that a selected or a chosen lenders are being selected out of the 14 banks to initiate proceedings in a selected manner, and now he is being targeted or being singled out. This is what he has been alleging in the statement given out by the RCOM. Now, this all development took place late at night yesterday when an exchange filing suggests that the loan accounts of RCOM and the erstwhile promoter, Mr. Anil Ambani accounts were being classified as fraud. The reasons documented to be fraud were the first, there were diversion of funds, which were actually for the reason not granted loan. Second, they were also artificial layered being created to divert the money. Now, these were the allegations being made and documented by the forensics report by the Bank of Baroda, after which the Bank of Baroda issued a so-called notice to Anil Ambani in the last week of last month, and then a final letter being issued to the Anil Ambani and the RCOM that the company is now being classified as fraud, the loan accounts being classified as fraud. The letter has also been forwarded to the RBI for further actions.
Right. Thanks so much for joining us with those details coming in on that story. Aditya, we shift our focus to the other breaking news that we are getting in. This is in connection with the Tejas MK1A delivery, viewers. So there's good news coming in. This is really a boost coming in for the LCA MK Mach 1A program. The second center fuselage assembly for the light combat aircraft Tejas Mach 1A has been handed over to HAL by Indian private industry VEM Technologies today. All right. We'll get Ishan for more on this. Ishan, well, this is some good news coming in and relief coming in, but how much of a relief is this? Because the orders have been long pending, but this is the fuselage assembly, let's be very clear, that has just been received.
The central fuselage assembly is a core component, and it is the primary weight-bearing structure of the aircraft. The frontal assembly and the tail assembly are joined to this, so are the wings. This contains all the internal components such as the landing gears and the hydraulic systems within it. It is also the place where the external fuel tanks are attached. So this is a very core component of the aircraft, and it is the structural component of the aircraft. This is made from high-grade aluminium alloys, aluminium-lithium alloys to be specific, and these are very important for the overall production of the aircraft. The delivery of these core components will definitely be a relief to HAL, which has been faced with multiple delays in delivering the Mach 1A aircraft. Two are scheduled to be delivered in October, and this particular fuselage is probably not for those because they are already assembled and are undergoing testing. This will be for the future deliveries of the upcoming 83 Mach 1A aircraft, which have been ordered from HAL.
Thanks so much, Shan, for joining us with those details coming in on our story, viewers. Now we have some more breaking news coming in, viewers. This is a big statement that is coming in from the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, Putin has said, is in fact issued a warning to the West. Putin says that Western troops deployed in Ukraine would be a quote-unquote legitimate target for the Russian forces, for the Moscow's army. That's a message being sent out to the West by Vladimir Putin. So he has rejected Western security in Ukraine and saying that these troops would be a target for Russia. This is the breaking news coming in. He has rejected West's proposals for a reassurance force in Ukraine. Now, the West calls it a reassurance force, which is unacceptable to Vladimir Putin. And he says that if any ceasefire comes into place and there is this so-called reassurance force by the West in Ukraine, that will be a target for Moscow. That's the breaking news we have right now. Remember, viewers, Macron had said that 26 of Ukraine's allies had formally committed to deploy troops by land, sea or air to help provide security the moment fighting is brought to a halt. When there is ceasefire, there will be support from Europe, by the West, from the West, be it land, sea or air. However, he did not give any details, but Russia, the Russian president, is very clear about it, that this is not acceptable for Moscow. And Putin said that this will be, he seeks to quash the allies' initiative with a warning that any troops deployed to Ukraine would be legitimate targets, especially if they appeared now, even though there are no plans for an immediate deployment, but he is warning them. And viewers, this is of course as there has been some round of talks for ceasefire. Chandrakala joins us live on the broadcast for more. Chandrakala, well, this is a clear message coming in from Vladimir Putin that any sort of what Macron has called reassurance force is unacceptable and will be a target for the Moscow forces.
Yes, absolutely. A very, very strong message being put out by President Putin, coming at a very crucial time when all efforts are on for a peace deal between Moscow and Kyiv. Of course, Putin's warning today came a day after dozens of nations have actually pledged to send troops to the war-battered country, as a security guarantee for that matter. Of course, coming at a time when talks are underway as far as ceasefire between of course, Russia-Ukraine conflict is concerned. And, the point that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also spoken to the Zelensky, has also spoken to the Ukrainian president. Of course, there are multiple talks underway. And of course, we know that a meeting also took place in Alaska. And this particular message put out by President Putin that, he has rejected proposed Western security guarantees for Ukraine, warning that any foreign troops deployed in the neighboring country could be a legitimate target for Russia's military. So yes, a very, very important message, a very crucial message coming at a very important time when all eyes are on this particular Russia-Ukraine conflict, on bringing a peace deal or hoping for a peace deal between the two countries. Over to you.
Thanks so much, Shashikala. Thank you so much, Chandrakala, for joining us with those details coming in on that story. We will shift our focus to other stories that we're tracking from across the country. This is Bharat in a Minute.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
The water level of Jhelum River decreases and the river now flows below the danger level. Thankfully, schools and colleges across the Kashmir division closed until Saturday, the 6th of September, as a precautionary measure. Nigam Bodh Ghat area in New Delhi continues to face acute waterlogging following a rise in the water level of Yamuna. Machines have been installed to pump out the water that has entered the area. Several kilometers of fencing on the India-Pakistan border was seen submerged as flood was water coming from Pakistan across the international border and damaged the embankment on the Indian side. Kerala is celebrating Onam festival with great fervour today, the main festival of the 10-day-long Onam. People were seen celebrating the festivals by visiting temples, gathering at houses, having Onam feast and exchanging gifts with loved ones. Breaking is coming in right now from Kashmir. Now, Awami Ittihad Party has expressed deep concerns and outrage over revelations being made by incarcerated MP engineer Rashid. Now, he has claimed, viewers, that he was attacked by a eunuch. He was attacked by a male, attacked by a eunuch in the jail, and that he had a narrow escape, says his lawyer. So, engineer Rashid, during his recent legal meeting with his counsel Javed Hubi, said that engineer Rashid disclosed how Tihar jail authorities have devised new methods to harass Kashmiri prisoners by deliberately lodging male eunuchs with them inside barracks, who are encouraged to provoke, attack and create a hostile environment. So that's a big claim that is being made by Rashid, the engineer. Zina joins us live on the broadcast. For more, Zina, tell us more about this case, please.
say this is a claim that is made by the engineer Rashid's party. His spokesman has come out with a press release describing the incident that has taken place in the Tihar jail, because engineer Rashid is an MP from Baramulla of North Kashmir, and he has explained the intense modus operandi that has been used to harm the Kashmiri prisoners. So these AIP had been demanding the shifting of engineer Rashid and also looking for the bail of the for a very long time. But then you see now another revelation from the Rashid's party that while meeting his advocate, he has explained to him that he had a narrow escape. Otherwise, if this incident could have turned fatal, because he's been lodged with those who have carried an attack, and Kashmiri prisoners are being attacked deliberately. So serious concerns that have been raised by the engineer Rashid, his party, his spokesman, and this is also seen like a threat to the Kashmiri prisoners and for the engineer Rashid and his party, and they've been demanding a bail for engineer Rashid for a long time, which has been, as of now, the bail has been denied. He comes from Baramulla. He's an MP of Baramulla, North Kashmir, and the revelation has come from the engineer Rashid that he was attacked along with the other Kashmiri prisoners in Tihar jail.
Thank you so much, Zina, for joining us with those details coming in on that story. Meanwhile, we will shift our focus to what's happening in America. US President Donald Trump hosted a high-powered group of tech giants or tech bosses in Washington, D.C., and he hosted high-tech executives at the White House last night. Elon Musk was missing there. He interacted with all of them on topics like investments in the U.S., and he interacted with Tim Cook. Trump asked the Apple chief about the company's global strategy, and Apple assured a big amount, but at the same time also emphasized India's importance for production as Apple expands rapidly in India. Here's more.
US President Donald Trump hosted a dinner at White House with top tech CEOs. These tech giants had discussion on several fronts with Trump. But one notable conversation stood out. During the dinner, Trump questioned Tim Cook about Apple's global strategy, particularly its expansion in India. Cook assured Trump that Apple has a $600 billion investment plan in US.
We are all different in some ways, but we all believe in the power of technology to improve people's lives, and that is the thing that binds us all together.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's, you were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
$600 billion. All right. It's a lot of jobs.
We're very proud to do it.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
At the same time, Cook also emphasized India's importance for production and market growth. In May, Trump had backlash with Cook over Apple's India expansion. Trump suggested Cook that Apple should focus on manufacturing in the United States instead. Apple is investing heavily in India to increase iPhone production, mainly for export. This is part of Apple's strategy to diversify its supply chain. It is also important to note that Apple has navigated Trump's trade policies before. Securing tariff exemptions by committing to increased US investments, one thing is clear: tech industry's relationship with Trump administration remains complex. But Tim Cook's ability to navigate complex relationships has been a key to Apple's success globally.
We shift our focus to other stories. After a short break, we'll get you how Ajit Pawar threatened a woman IPS officer on duty.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आर्थिक मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice.
Families in Minneapolis.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूम देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
This is Republic Jack Olive Oil Studio. Stay tuned for all the live and breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूम देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूम देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky and this world is my home where I'm living my best
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है अरे मेरी राजा
राजा और मसाला
Today.
This is Republic Jack Volleyball Studio. Stay tuned for all the breaking news and updates. I'm Akanksha Khajuria. Let's get started.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है अरे मेरी राजा
राजा और मसाला केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया सफेद चने या काले चने सब कुछ मजेदार बने
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies and we are marshalling the full power.
During an interview, American
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking. I am Rakshita Mishra with you this afternoon. Let's take a quick look at the headlines at this hour. Video of Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, rebuking a woman IPS officer goes viral. 34 bombs, 400 kilograms of RDX, 14 parked terrorists in India. Threat message received by Mumbai police. Mumbai Township project under fire for halal only housing advertisement. Maharashtra minister promises action. Anil Ambani Arcom's loan account declared fraud by Bank of Baroda. Cops prepare lookout notice against Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra in a fraud case. After equating Bihar with BDs, Kerala Congress now issues an apology. there's a proposed real estate project in Maharashtra's Neral viewers, nearly 100 kilometers from Mumbai, that has stirred a political controversy after its advertisement went viral online. The project was marketed as Halal Lifestyle Township, which drew criticism and accusations of promoting exclusivity on religious lines. It was alleged that the project was being marketed as a residential space for a particular community. Here's what the builders of the area have to say. Satya Prakash, in fact, my colleague, has filed a walkthrough from the locality. Take a look.
हमारे साथ मुस्लिम समाज के लोग हैं, उनसे बात करते हैं। ये जो विवाद है, विवाद को लेकर लगातार ये मांग किया जा रहा है कि बिल्डर के खिलाफ कार्रवाई किया जाए। क्या कहेंगे?
सर देखो, बिल्डर के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करनी है, आप करिए। अभी हर किसी की अपनी अपनी मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजी रहती है। मेरे को मेरा माल बेचना है। यहाँ पर कई सारे बिल्डिंग्स बन के रेडी है जिनको कस्टमर नहीं है। अभी आप कई फ्लैट खरीद रहे हो, उसमें अगर आपका माल नहीं बिक रहा है, आप कई फ्लैट खरीद रहे हो, तो आपको बैंक में आप लोन के लिए अप्लाई करोगे। आप लोन के लिए डालोगे तो आप 10 लाख का अगर लोन लोगे तो उस पर 10 लाख रुपए आपको इंटरेस्ट जाएंगे।
So this is a Muslim-only township that is being promoted, and an ad has been put out for this township as well. It's a halal lifestyle it's being called Halal Lifestyle, and a Muslim-only township it's supposed to be. Maharashtra Minister Nitish Rane has also called it an attempt to push out Hindus. This is also, now being is now gained the traction of the politicians as well. It's a Sukoon Empire project accused of promoting segregation. And in fact, we are getting in more responses on this as well. Because BJP calls it divisive ads, saying that such ads should never be entertained. And Republic TV is also getting in exclusive responses, viewers coming in on this story. Let's take a listen into what Cabinet Minister in Maharashtra has to say.
What message are you essentially sending out when there is absolutely no concrete action that has been taken by the government as yet, with the NHRC also now stepping in?
Now we have gathered all the information and we let the probe happen and let all the information be gathered, and only after the probe I'll be able to give you some detailed answers to whatever you're asking.
But Mr. Arnab, prima facie, what is your understanding? Because some have now essentially argued that in those areas, perhaps those from the other community, from the communities, they haven't been actually getting their apartments. That is the reason why the developer had basically come up with this kind of an idea. That is the rationale, that is the argument that has been put forth.
See, there are a number of examples around in that vicinity itself where they have changed the name of villages, and where such kind of anti-national activities have started. The NIA had to come into it, and there was a village called Palgam and Palgha, and which was later named into an Islamic name, changed into an Islamic name, and then there was a lot of anti-national activities that were going on there. So, such things, until and unless it is scrutinized and, understood what was the entire intention to create, and create an ad like this and, and allow only one community people to stay all together. And that is why, until and unless the probe is done, all answers cannot come out.
Well, in fact, Mr. Rane, one final question that I want to take with you is that as a minister, what is it that you are proposing? What is it that the government can actually assure, given the fact that this only sends across a wrong message, irrespective of which community it is for? It could have come from a Hindu community too. Any divisive messaging that is being done right now would be extremely harmful. So as a government representative, what is it that you're assuring in terms of action, in terms of a proposal that you're basically making to the people of Maharashtra?
See, over and over I'm saying that until unless there is a probe, there is an investigation to understand, what's the mindset behind all such kind of projects. Because there are a number of examples where anti-nationals have got into such activities, and which has caused a lot of trouble before. So I think until and unless that probe is done, see, obviously, if it's done in a good intention,
so you believe, Mr. Rane, somewhere down the line you're indicating that there is a possibility of a larger conspiracy at play. The fact that such kind of a divisive politics that is being played, you are basically hinting the possibility of a larger conspiracy at play. This is not just about a builder putting out a simple ad.
Yes, because if you see in those surrounding areas of Bhiwandi, Mumbai and all those activities, there are a lot of anti-national activities that have come in front for the last lot of years. So I think until and unless the intention is probed, until and unless we understand why was this started and who is encouraging all these things and what has been done we have on the name of, construction, until and unless that is probed, we will not be able to answer everything, and we will not be able to ensure everything, because in the past also, as I told you, there were efforts in order to make this nation an Islamic nation by getting people to stay together, and then ensuring Hindus do not stay in that area by doing anti-religion activities too. So all these activities have to be looked at. All these examples have to be kept in front, and then only I think all answers could come out.
संजय जी, आपसे सवाल करना चाहूँगा कि आखिरकार जिस तरह से ऐसे एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स दिए जा रहे थे और एक कम्युनिटी को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, सवाल ये उठाया जा रहा है कि सरकार आखिरकार क्या एक्शन ले रही है इस पूरे मामले को लेकर। कई घंटे बीत चुके हैं पर एक्शन नहीं लिया गया है।
देखिए, मैंने बहुत पहले इस विषय के ऊपर अपनी बात रखी थी और एक दो टेस्ट केस भी सामने रखे थे मैंने कि मुंबई में एक हाउसिंग जिहाद का बड़ा भयंकर और खतरनाक किस्म का ट्रेंड चल रहा है। कई बिल्डर छुपा चोरी इस तरह की हरकतें कर रहे हैं। लेकिन ये जो हलाल स्टाइल का जो एड आया है, ये निश्चित तौर पर बहुत डेंजरस ट्रेंड है और सरकार को एक्शन लेना चाहिए। इस बिल्डर के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए। इस तरीके से पूरा का पूरा एक पोलराइज करना और कम्युनिटी विशेष के लिए बिल्डिंग बनाना और उनको अट्रैक्ट करना, ये तो फिर पूरा मुंबई घेटों में बदल जाएगा, अलग अलग घेटों हो जाएंगे। हम इसके खिलाफ तो आगे जाकर के हम पुलिस में जाएंगे, कंप्लेन करेंगे।
संजय जी, आप कह रहे हैं कि आप खिलाफ हैं, आपकी सरकार खिलाफ है। जिससे भी हम लोग ये सवाल करते वो कहते हैं कि देखिए ये डेंजरस ट्रेंड है। जब पर ये सवाल किया जा रहा है कि आपने अब तक किया क्या है, उस पर कोई जवाब नहीं आ रहा। आप कह रहे हैं कि लीगल एक्शन लिया जाएगा, क्रिमिनल कंप्लेंट फाइल की जाएगी, बट कब किया जाएगा और अब तक क्यों नहीं हुआ है?
आपके माध्यम से मैं भी डिमांड करता हूं कि सरकार जितना जल्दी हो इस एडवर्टीजमेंट का कॉग्निजेंस ले और इमीडिएटली केस रजिस्टर करे। और जो एडवर्टीजमेंट बनाने वाले तो खैर महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है, लेकिन जिस बिल्डर ने भी इस प्रकार का कॉन्सेप्ट सामने रखा है, उस बिल्डर के खिलाफ तत्काल कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। मैं भी यही चाहता हूँ।
संजय निरुपम जी, एक और सवाल करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि थोड़ी देर पहले जब मैंने महाराष्ट्र के एक मंत्री को यह सवाल किया कि क्या आपको लगता है कि एक बड़ी कंस्पिरेसी है, तो उनका मानना है कि एक तरह से बड़ी कंस्पिरेसी इसीलिए क्योंकि उसी इलाके में कई सारे ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स हो चुके हैं। उनका मानना है कि एंटी नेशनल एक्टिविटीज़ हो रहे हैं, जिसके कारण पुख्ता इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया जाना चाहिए। क्या आप वही मांग करेंगे? क्या आपको भी लगता है कि एक तरह से एक बड़ी कंस्पिरेसी है और ये सिर्फ एक बिल्डर और बिल्डर की एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स को लेकर नहीं है?
नहीं, ये एक कॉन्स्पिरेसी सेंस में है कि मुंबई की पूरी डेमोग्राफी बदलने का प्रयत्न हो रहा है। एक दूसरा डेमोग्राफी बदल करके इस तरह के अलग अलग ग्रुप बना करके वहां पर मतलब बंद कमरे में, बंद बिल्डिंग में जहाँ की कम्युनिटी के लोग रहते हैं, और हो सकता है खतरनाक लोग भी हों या टेरर लिंक वाले लोग भी हों, वो आगे जाके क्या कॉन्स्पिरेसी करेंगे किसी को पता नहीं। इसलिए समाज में सबको मिलजुल करके रहना चाहिए। जो लोग इस तरह का ऐड बना रहे हैं वही सेक्युलरिज्म की दुहाई देते हैं, और आज वो सेक्युलरिज्म से निकल करके सीधे एक कम्युनल लाइन पर अपनी बस्ती बसा रहे हैं, अपनी बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं और लोगों को अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं ऐड बना बना करके कि आइए यहाँ सिर्फ हलाल घर मिलेगा या हलाल खाना मिलेगा, हलाल मीट मिलेगा। ये एक बहुत डेंजरस ट्रेंड है, अभी अभी शुरू हुआ है। आप सही कह रहे हैं कि अभी तक सरकार ने कोई एक्शन नहीं किया, लेकिन एडवर्टीजमेंट भी कुछ दिन पहले आया था। 3-4 दिन पहले तो मैंने देखा था। कल फिर मैंने रात को उसको ट्वीट किया। जब मैंने देखा मैं चौंक गया। मैंने कहा ये बहुत खतरनाक चीज है। तो आने वाले दिनों में सरकार के ऊपर दबाव बनाया जाएगा और पुलिस हो सकता है सुओ मोटो एक्शन भी ले। इस पे नहीं लेगी तो फिर हम लोग हैं ना, हम लड़ेंगे ना।
संजय जी, एक आखिरी सवाल करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि आप कह रहे हैं कि बिल्डर के खिलाफ में एक्शन लेनी चाहिए, अगर नहीं होता है तो आप जरूर करेंगे कंप्लेंट, बट क्या आप मानते हैं कि सिर्फ ये अकेला एक बिल्डर नहीं है, कई सारे ऐसे अटेम्प्ट्स किए गए पहले भी और गेटोइजेशन करने की कोशिश की जा रही है, और आप एक संगीन आरोप लगा रहे हैं, आप कह रहे हैं कि डेमोग्राफी को बदलने की कोशिश की जा रही है?
वो जो मैंने चांदीवाला बिल्डर के 2 प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में बहुत जोर शोर से पूरा स्टडी करके रिपोर्ट सामने रखी थी। वो चांदीवाला बिल्डर मेरे खिलाफ कोर्ट में चला गया और कोर्ट में जाकर के मेरे खिलाफ डिफेमेशन का केस किया। मैं लड़ लूंगा कोर्ट में वो लड़ाई, वो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन चांदीवाला बिल्डर अकेला नहीं है। मैंने तभी कहा था कि ऐसे 40-50 किस्म के जो 40-50 मुस्लिम बिल्डर है वो डेलिबरेटली इस तरह के हाउसिंग जिहाद कर रहे हैं। ये डेलिबरेटली हिंदू लोगों की बस्तियों को एक्वायर कर रहे हैं, वहां पर हिंदू लोगों के घर खरीद रहे हैं, उनको फोर्स कर रहे हैं कि आप जाइए नाला सुपारा में रहिए, वसई विरार में रहिए, और वहां पर धीरे धीरे मुस्लिम बस्तियां बसा रहे हैं। तो ये बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी है, और इस कॉन्स्पिरेसी को कहीं ना कहीं सरकार को आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा और सख्त कार्रवाई करनी पड़ेगी, और हम लोग लड़ेंगे, आप चिंता मत करिए। ये हमारे टारगेट पर है, हमारे निशाने पे है ये विषय, और ये विषय को हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं। मुंबई की डेमोग्राफी बदलने का जो षड्यंत्र चल रहा है, षड्यंत्र को कामयाब नहीं होने देंगे, क्योंकि क्या है, जानबूझ करके ये पूरे मुंबई को मुमरा में और मालवनी में कन्वर्ट करना चाह रहे हैं, और उसके बाद वो एक जब डेमोग्राफिकली चेंज हो जाएगा, उसके बाद वो अपना सरिया लॉ लेके आएंगे। जिस तरीके से पूरे यूरोप में ये लोग कब्जा करने का प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं, वैसे ही मुंबई में भी धीरे धीरे इस प्रकार की हरकत शुरू हो रही है, और इसको हम लोगों ने पहचान ली है, और पहचानना बहुत जरूरी है, इसकी जानकारी होना बहुत जरूरी है। और एक बार जानकारी मिल गई तो इसके खिलाफ निश्चित तौर पर इस तरह से कार्रवाई की जाएगी कि मुंबई का गेटवाइजेशन ना हो, और मुंबई में जो एक डेमोग्राफिकली सब हम लोग एक साथ रहते हैं और एक बड़ा एक सामाजिक समरसता का वातावरण है, वो वातावरण बरकरार रहे। तो उसको अगर कोई बिगाड़ना चाहेगा तो उसको छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा।
And also, we have a reaction coming in from BJP MLA Atul Bhatkalkar on the matter.
मुसलमानों के लिए अलग से हाउसिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स, उसमें मस्जिद का निर्माण और उसकी खुलेआम जाहिरातबाजी करना, ये पूरी तरह से असंवैधानिक इस प्रकार की बात है। साथ में समाज में अशांतता निर्माण करने वाली और समाज के 2 गुट में तेढ़ निर्माण करने वाली ये बात है। मैं इसकी कड़ी निंदा करता हूं, और आज के आज राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री और गृह मंत्री माननीय देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी को खत लिखकर मैं इस एड के ऊपर पाबंदी डालने की मांग भी मैं कर रहा हूं।
And let's take a quick look at stories making news from across the country. This is Bharat in 1 minute.
Bharat 1 minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Water levels of Jhelum River decreased. The river now flows below the danger level. Schools and colleges across the Kashmir division are closed until Saturday. Nigam Bodh Ghat area in New Delhi, the crematorium continues to face acute waterlogging following a rise in the water level of River Yamuna. Machines have been installed to pump out the water to enter the area. Several kilometers of fencing on the India-Pakistan border was seen submerged as floodwater coming from Pakistan crossed the international border and damaged the embankment on the Indian side. Kerala is celebrating Onam festival with great fervour today, the main festival of the 10-day-long Onam. People were seen celebrating the festival by visiting temples, gathering at houses and having Onam feast and exchanging gifts with loved ones. And now viewers, news coming in from Mumbai, where the police launched an investigation after they received threat messages on their WhatsApp number on Thursday, claiming that Mumbai will be blown up. The Mumbai is celebrating the 10-day Ganesh festival, and police are making the security arrangements for lakhs of devotees who throng the city streets on final day. Now, they received this threat. Take a listen into what Mumbai police said in this press conference as they revealed details.
गणपति विसर्जन के से मुंबई ट्रैफिक पुलिस ने काफ़ी एलाबरेट प्रिपरेशन किया हुआ है, जिसमें हमारे 4 डीसीपी, 8 एसीपी और 60 पीआई और इसके अलावा 179 पीएसआई और एपीआई उसमें डिप्लॉय रहेंगे। इसके अलावा 2826 कर्मचारी ऑन रोड रहेंगे उस वक्त, इसके अलावा 340 NGO स्वयंसेवक के लोग रहने वाले हैं, 285 महाराष्ट्र सिक्योरिटी कॉरपोरेशन के लोग उसमें रहने वाले हैं। कोई गाड़ी का ब्रेकडाउन हुए या कुछ गाड़ी वहाँ से हटानी पड़ी, जीरो पार्किंग रूट को पूरा सैनिटाइज करना है, तो इसके लिए हमने 54 क्रेन्स की भी व्यवस्था करके रखी है, जो इस तरह के कुछ गाड़ियाँ ब्रेकडाउन हो गए तो उसका वो देखभाल कर सके। इसके अलावा 6 इमरजेंसी एम्बुलेंसेस लगा के रखी है, पर्टिकुलरली गिरगांव चौपाटी के ऊपर में, जिससे कि अगर एक आदि कोई किसी को इमरजेंसी में जरूरत पड़े तो वो एम्बुलेंस के थ्रू मूवमेंट पॉसिबल हो सके। इसके अलावा जीवन रक्षक जो है, जिसको हम लाइफ गार्ड्स बोलते हैं, ऐसे 538 लाइफ गार्ड्स आइडेंटिफाई करके हर चौपाटी के ऊपर इनका डिप्लॉयमेंट किया गया है, जिससे कि अगर कोई अनुचित घटना घटती हो तो उसको रेस्क्यू के लिए ये 538 लोग वहाँ पे हमारे साथ में कंधे से कंधे मिला के काम करते रहेंगे। सोशल मीडिया के द्वारा भी हम रियल टाइम जो ट्रैफिक सिचुएशन है वो आप तक पहुँचाते रहेंगे। आपसे विनती है कि उसको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों में रियल टाइम तक पहुँचाते रहे, जैसे FM रेडियो है, हैम रेडियो है, व्हाट्सएप है या ट्विटर है, जो कोई सोशल मीडिया के अलग अलग जो प्लेटफॉर्म्स है उसका पूरा इसमें इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा। आपको याद होगा पिछले साल वन वे सिर्फ कोस्ट रोड शुरू था, इस वक्त बोथ वे शुरू हो गया, 24 घंटे के लिए कोस्ट रोड शुरू हो गया है। तो ईस्ट और वेस्ट कनेक्टिविटी इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो उसके लिए जो ईस्ट फ्रीवे की तरफ से जाने वाले लोग डिमिलर रोड की तरफ से वो सिंदूर ब्रिज का इस्तेमाल करते हुए वो मेट्रो जंक्शन होते हुए प्रिंसेस स्ट्रीट फ्लाईओवर द्वारा वो कोस्ट रोड का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। दूसरा जो है अवतार सिंह बेदी, जो CST जंक्शन के पास में CST जंक्शन आगे में मेट्रो जंक्शन होती है, वो भी आगे में कोस्ट रोड का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, जिससे कि जो इम्पोर्टेंट है कोई इमरजेंसी मूवमेंट है तो इमरजेंसी मूवमेंट के लिए ये रास्ता 24 घंटा खुला रहेगा। इसमें कोई ट्रैफिक का इशू नहीं है। इट इज़ लाइक अ ग्रीन कॉरिडोर एंड विल इंश्योर दैट। और जिस तरह से हमने बहुत सारे रोड्स वगैरह जिसका डिटेल में नोटिफिकेशन हमने इशू किया हुआ है, आप लोगों से विनती है कि उसकी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आप पब्लिसिटी दें, जिससे कि लोगों को कम से कम तकलीफ हो।
Coming in right now, the Mumbai police has issued a lookout circular against Bollywood actor Shilpa Shetty and her husband, businessman Raj Kundra, in a multi-crore fraud case. The celebrity couple is accused of defrauding a businessman of around 60 crore rupees in a case linked to an investment deal for the now defunct Best Deal TV Private Limited. Remember, this is a letter, in fact, that has been issued. It's a circular. And my colleague Meenakshi joins us live on the broadcast. Meenakshi, tell us more details on this story.
This letter is about a formal legal request sent by complainant Deepak Kothari's lawyer to CP, Joint CP Economic Offence Wing Mumbai Police. What is the matter? We know an FIR was registered at Juhu Police Station against Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra. The case was transferred to the Economic Offence Wing for investigation. And what is the allegation? What was the allegation was it involved serious financial irregularities and diversion of funds and high-value economic offences. And now Deepak Kothari's lawyer sent a request to Joint CP Economic Offence Wing Mumbai Police that the client fears that the accused Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra may flee abroad as they have multiple foreign residents and a history of frequent travel. So they request immediate LOC and travel restriction for Shilpa Shetty and his husband Raj Kundra to prevent the accused from moving or hiding money, assets, and the lawyer want accounts and property frozen also. And it's a serious matter. We know we covered this story 15 days prior. There, the lawyer of this Deepak Kothari, he said to Republic TV, is a serious offense, and they now his client fears that the Shilpa Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra may flee to abroad. And the lawyer caution is through EOW is not to be influenced by the celebrity status of the accused, because they said to Republic TV they are feared that as Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra's celebrity status, his client faced lots of challenges to file FIR against Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra as they are celebrity faces. That's why they are feared about influence by the celebrity status. So they wrote this letter to Joint CP Economic Offense Wing, Mumbai.
Right, Meenakshi, thanks so much for joining us with those details coming in on that story. We will shift our focus to other stories. Bhutan Prime Minister Dasho Tshering Tobgay is on a 4-day visit to India, and he, along with his wife, arrived in Ayodhya today to visit the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. And they were given a red carpet welcome at the airport, and later they spent some time at the iconic temple. And after this, he will be heading to Delhi, where he's supposed to meet the External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar. Here's a report.
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Dasho Tshering Tobgay, is on India visit along with his wife. Today morning, he arrived in Ayodhya to visit the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. Bhutan Prime Minister and his wife were received by UP Minister Surya Pratap Shahi at the airport. Tobgay and his wife both spent time looking at the infrastructure of the iconic Ram Janmabhoomi temple. Tobgay also attended the consecration ceremony of the Royal Bhutan Temple in Rajgir, Bihar, symbolizing the shared spiritual and cultural heritage of Buddhism between India and Bhutan. His back-to-back visit underlines continuing close cooperation and strengthening ties between India and Bhutan.
Time for a short break, viewers. But we get you the big story coming in from Maharashtra, where a video of Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar, rebuking a woman IPS officer on duty is going viral. And Anil Ambani, Arcom's loan accounts have been declared fraud by Bank of Baroda.
Republic, Nation First. In association with Gallant, Nirman Ka Real Hero.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
रिटायरमेंट के बाद लाल स्पोर्ट्स कार लूं या वर्ल्ड टूर? तू खाली पुलाव ना, मैं ऑर्डर करूं। पुलाव नहीं, प्लान, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस का रिटायरमेंट प्लान, गारंटीड पेंशन के साथ।
सपनों को रखो सुरक्षित, रिटायरमेंट प्लान के साथ। सबसे पहले लाइफ इंश्योरेंस।
MDH केसर का हो बहाना,
कश्मीरी पुलाव या हो बिरयानी खाना,
केसरी चाय दूध, रसमलाई, केसरी लड्डू, हलवा याद आना।
यही तो है MDH केसर का बहाना।
MDH शुद्ध केसर, खुशबू ऐसी जो दिल जीत ले।
MDH
ये बेस्ट है मैम।
पर पहले वाला क्यों नहीं?
अजय भाई, This one's for you. पहला ऊपर से इंश्योरेंस देने के लिए।
ऐसा क्या है इसमें?
एडवांस क्वालिटी। 1 साल में पेंट को कुछ भी हुआ तो पेंटिंग वापस करके देंगे।
वापस करके देंगे?
वो भी free।
पटेल भाई, you're a rock star।
क्वालिटी पे इतना कॉन्फिडेंस, इसलिए बिरला ओपस इंश्योरेंस रजिस्टर करो birlaopus.com पर।
मेरा फर्स्ट टाइम सीनियर नेशनल था उत्तराखंड में, कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था। जब मैं पहली बार बोर्ड में उतरा, हीट क्वालिफाई की और फाइनल तक पहुंच गए। वो नेशनल गेम्स के लिए क्वालिफाई राउंड भी था, तो फिर मैंने नेशनल गेम्स के लिए क्वालिफाई किया। इतने सारे जो लोग हैं मेरे साथ, वो 4, 5, 6 सालों ने हो गए इस गेम को करते हुए। इतना कम समय में इसने ये सब अचीव किया।
presented by Maruti Suzuki.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day. Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Today, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice.
Families in Minneapolis are mourning. Our Greater Annunciation Fellowship is mourning. Our entire city is united in grief, and at the same time, based on this incredible group of people that has assembled here in City Hall, we are also united.
A very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking, and I am Rashid Mishra with you. Let's get started with all the top stories of the day that we're tracking for you at the top of this hour. Ajit Pawar threatens on-duty woman IPS officer, halts Solapur mining crackdown. Mumbai police acknowledges bomb threat ahead of Ganesh Visarjan in Mumbai. Township only for Muslim community promoted. Halal housing now under investigation. Bank of Baroda classifies RCom and Anil Ambani as fraud. Kerala Congress apologizes after deleting Bihari BD post. Police prepare lookout notice against Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra in a fraud case. Now, a controversy has erupted involving Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar and an IPS officer Anjana Krishna, who was leading a crackdown on illegal mining in Solapur. Now, this audio clip, or rather a clip, in fact, it's a video clip where you can hear Ajit Pawar's audio allegedly. He is threatening Krishna, saying that itna daring ho gaya tumko, itna daring ho, that you can dare to in fact ask me back or question me. He warned her of taking action, saying that tere upar action lunga. These are the words that could be heard in that purported video. Now, in this clip, Pawar is seen making a video call to Krishna, later asking her to meet him and claiming he'll make her recognize his authority. The clip suggests Pawar tried to interfere with Krishna's official duties, sparking concerns about administrative autonomy and the rule of law. So this is, viewers, this high-handedness that by a Deputy Chief Minister trying to exert pressure and in fact showed authoritarianism. And in fact, just take a listen, and viewers, to this video that's now doing the rounds.
ऑफिस ही हमको
रिक्वेस्ट की ना।
हाँ, तो हमको उनको मदद करने का ही काम है
चीफ
सर।
मिनिस्टर आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपको आदेश देता हूँ कि वो रुकवाओ और आप जाओ और तहसीलदार को बताओ कि अजित पवार जी का फोन आया था, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने मुझे कहा ये सब रुकवाने के लिए, क्योंकि अभी मुंबई में जरा मुंबई का माहौल एकदम खराब हुआ है, उसको अपने को प्राधान्य देना है। मेरा नाम बताओ उनको
सर। वो मुझे आप एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे मेरे फोन में मतलब डायरेक्ट कॉल कीजिए ना।
एक मिनट, मैं तेरे ऊपर एक्शन लूंगा। अभी मैं खुद आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ कि आप मुझे डायरेक्ट कॉल बताती हो।
सर मुझे कैसे पता है आप सर समझ रही है सर, जो आप बोल रही है समझ रही है, पर मुझे
सुनो मुझे देखना है ना, तेरा नंबर दे दो या व्हाट्सएप कॉल करो।
ठीक है सर,
मैं यहाँ से बोल देता हूँ।
ठीक है सर।
मेरा चेहरा तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना।
ठीक है सर।
इतना आपको डेयरिंग हुआ है क्या?
स्टेशन ऑफिस ही हमको,
रिक्वेस्ट की ना।
हाँ, तो हमको उनको मदद करने का ही काम है
चीफ मिनिस्टर आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपको आदेश देता हूँ कि वो रुकवाओ और आप जाओ और तहसीलदार को बताओ कि अजित पवार जी का फोन आया था, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने मुझे कहा ये सब रुकवाने के लिए, क्योंकि अभी मुंबई में जरा मुंबई का माहौल एकदम खराब हुआ है, उसको अपने को प्राधान्य देना है। मेरा नाम बताओ उनको
सर। वो मुझे आप एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे मेरे फोन में मतलब डायरेक्ट कॉल कीजिए ना।
एक मिनट, मैं तेरे ऊपर एक्शन लूंगा। अभी मैं खुद आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ कि आप मुझे डायरेक्ट कॉल बताती हो।
सर मुझे कैसे पता है आप सर समझ रही है सर, जो आप बोल रही है समझ रही है, पर मुझे
सुनो मुझे देखना है ना, तेरा नंबर दे दो या व्हाट्सएप कॉल करो।
ठीक है सर,
मैं यहाँ से बोल देता हूँ।
ठीक है सर।
मेरा चेहरा तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना।
ठीक है सर।
इतना आपको डेयरिंग हुआ है क्या?
Being joined by Yashvardhan Azad, he's a former IPS officer who is on the phone line with us. Mr. Azad, well, we clearly can see Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra exerting his authority. In fact, he is trying to interfere with duties. Sir, how do you see this in your experience? I mean, we've heard of such things, but this time it's caught on camera.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm shocked to see this man, a politician, who's giving a direct illegal order and almost in front of the public, because this is a different phone. This is not even the phone of that particular officer. This is not even the phone of that somebody in authority. And he's trying to put pressure on her. This is shocking. And I think the first action which should be taken should be against this man, particular for giving an illegal order. Secondly, Solapur is a district where a lot of these illegal mining activities go on. There is another IAS officer, Tukaram, who has been there, who started as a collector in Solapur and did an excellent job attacking the mafia. And this man, an IAS officer, has been transferred 23 times in 19 years. So I feel bad for such great officers like Anjana Krishna, but I'm extremely happy that she gave it back to that Deputy CM and said, call me directly on my phone. And I wish she had even asked him to give me a written order to say that illegal mining, there should be no action which should be taken against illegal mining. I mean, I'm really horrified to see this is the kind of apathy and this is kind of a direct collusion with the mafia. And look at the kind of reason this man is giving, saying, Mumbai mein kuch ho raha hai, isliye aap jaake kaho usko ki band kare. Shocking. That's my reaction.
Mr. Azad, thanks so much for joining us with your reaction on this story. Because we also have reactions coming in from the NCP Pawar faction, Ajit Pawar faction. It is, of course, defending his actions. Sunil Tatkar is suggesting that Krishna, the IPS officer, should not have quote-unquote disrespected him. The incident now, viewers, is triggering a political storm as questions are being raised about Pawar's conduct and potential abuse of power. And now, imagine the reaction that is coming. Now, the IPS officer has supposedly disrespected Dada. That's what NCP is saying. This is in fact Dadagiri that is on display of Ajit Dada Pawar. But the party, his own party, is defending and saying that in turn accusing the IPS officer of disrespecting Ajit Pawar.
As far as what I took the impression from the ground level, it was the road was required for going to the farmers and some others, local people, and for which the work order was also given, and some soil or the murum was supposed to be there. So one worker must have called Dada, so Dada spoke to her. See, Dada's tone is naturally that. He never talk arrogantly. The people are, alleging against him, that is totally baseless. His voice naturally is like that. And he's requesting, he's telling that this has to be done. Nothing else. The impression from the ground level, it was the road was required for going to the farmers and some others, local people, and for which the work order was also given, and some soil or the murum was supposed to be there. So one worker must have called Dada, so Dada spoke to her. See, Dada's tone is naturally that. He never talk arrogantly. The people are, alleging against him, that is totally baseless. His voice naturally is like that. And he's requesting, he's telling that this has to be done. Nothing else.
In fact, we are also getting in responses from our viewers. This is from the Nationalist Collective. Because it's not just the IPS officer who are infuriated looking at this, Akanksha. There are also people that are viewers, members of Nationalist Collective that are in fact raising their voices and highlighting that how such netas must be called out.
Absolutely. There's one viewer who has said that leaders are threatening or intimidating IPS officer, and that sets a dangerous precedent. In fact, there's another viewer who has said that the uniform is meant to uphold the law, not bow before the political power. And another viewer, Javed, he has said that this incident underlines how political heavyweights misuse their authority. Several other reactions are coming in from the viewers of the Republic TV. One more from Manish. He says that if a senior officer can be spoken to like this, what chances does an ordinary citizen have?
Absolutely. And we have ex-DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Vikram Singh, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Vikram Singh, for joining us on Republic TV once again. And sir, we've heard of such things. We've seen how politicians in top posts, they try to exert pressure and interfere with duty. So this is a video that's going viral, and it's not going down well with the citizens of the country, not even with those from your organizations, from the police fraternity as well. Sir, how do you see this?
Good afternoon, ladies. I have seen this video multiple times, and I have understood and ingested every word uttered by both the parties. What Mr. Pawar says is absolutely unacceptable, intemperate to say the least, and in very poor taste. Administratively, it is nothing short of an unmitigated disaster. If he had anything to do, he should have spoken to the supervisory officer of Anjali Krishna and not directly. How do you expect the junior officer in the government to recognize your voice, and that too in a matter that pertains to day-to-day administration? This is not something that is in principle that you should have abstained. Hum tere khilaf action lenge. What kind of a crass language is this? This is absolutely unacceptable from the level of a deputy chief minister. I am very disappointed to see that this crass language is being used on a lady officer on duty. What to talk of others? Now, I had expected a lot better. The lady officer would do well, and the DGP Maharashtra also, to take up the matter with the government, that there is a system in every police regulation that if the political bosses have something to say, it should be routed via the DGP and vice versa, and not otherwise. No direct short-circuiting is ever allowed. That is in very bad taste, illegal, and absolutely poor in law. Therefore, my advice to the Deputy Chief Minister would be to abide by the protocol, use temperate language, and abstain from threatening women and other officers in uniform, because there are likely to be consequences. In any case, what you have done also falls in the purview of a legal action against you. Please don't transgress the rule of law. You're supposed to uphold the rule of law, protect those who are upholding the rule of law, and not to give verbal illegal instructions, which you have done just now.
Absolutely. VVIP power play at display. In fact, so stay on with us. We have a breaking news coming in. Shiv Sena UPD spokesperson has questioned Maharashtra government after the video of Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar has gone viral on social media, in which he is scolding the IPS officer Anjana Krishna over the action on illegal excavation that has now gone viral. Listen into this reaction.
अजीत दादा पवार एक महिला आईपीएस जो अंजलि कृष्णा जी हैं, उनके साथ ऐसी भाषा में बात कर रहे हैं जो शोभनीय नहीं है। एक महिला आईपीएस अधिकारी को जिम्मेदारी है कि अवैध खनन को रोकना चाहिए, वो बिल्कुल उसको रोक रही थी। और अजीत दादा पवार कह रहे हैं कि तहसीलदार को कहो कि अजीत दादा पवार हूं मैं, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हूं, ये कार्रवाई बंद करो क्योंकि मुंबई में इस समय अफरा तफरी का माहौल है। ये कितना दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण व्यवहार है। तू तड़ाक से बात करना, मैं तेरे पे कार्रवाई करेगा, तू मुझको पहचानती नहीं है क्या, मैं डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हूं। अरे आप डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं लोगों की भलाई करने के लिए, आप डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं अवैध खनन रोकने के लिए, आप डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं भ्रष्टाचार पर अंकुश लगाने के लिए। किसी महिला आईपीएस को धमकाने के लिए आप डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर नहीं है। हम पूछना चाहेंगे अमित शाह जी से, पूछना चाहेंगे।
All right, we have some breaking news coming in. Viewers, Ajit Pawar has now, in fact, reacted after the outrage and criticism. Now, he says, and I quote, "My attention has been drawn to certain videos circulating regarding my interaction with police officials in Solapur. Let me state clearly that my intention was not to interfere with law enforcement, but to ensure that the situation on the ground remained calm and did not escalate further. I have the highest respect for our police force and its officers, including the women officers who serve with distinction and courage, and I value the rule of law above all. I remain firmly committed to transparent governance and to ensure that every illegal activity, including sand mining, is dealt with strictly as per the law." That's the first reaction coming in. Ajit Pawar breaking silence on the video that is now doing the rounds. I'll just go across to Mr. Vikram Singh. Sir, we clearly see that this is a cover-up. You know, Ajit Pawar saying that he was just trying to pacify the situation, but it really escalated things, hasn't it? You know, it's just a cover-up now. I want to understand from you, are there any laws that actually protects these officers on duty from such, power play or such pressure that is put out by politicians? And if at all, no, do you think there is a need for a strong law?
Absolutely. I'm happy that you put this question. There's always a best and an appropriate way of doing things. In government working, verbal instructions have no meaning whatsoever. Any instructions that has to be given, especially from the political bosses, it actually has to be in writing and go through the proper channel. In this case, if I were to give you through the chief secretary to the DGP, from the DGP to maybe Anjali Krishna and otherwise. Otherwise, it is deemed to be an illegal order. And no verbal or illegal orders are to be accepted, because the manual of government orders says that in so many words, no verbal or illegal orders are to be accepted. And if any verbal orders are given, they have to be reduced in writing and sent back to the supposed person, in this case, the Deputy Chief Minister's office. If these verbal instructions came via the telephone or the mobile phone at this point of time, from this number to this number, please verify if it is a fact and route them via the Director General of the Police or the Police Commissioner. Otherwise, they will not be accepted at all.
Yes, stay on with us, Mr. Vikram Singh. You know, Kanksha, clearly he has failed to, apologize. He has not apologized. If he, respects the IPS officer, he should have at least, issued an apology. It's just a clarification. He is just trying to show that he did not mean to do what, in fact, it is being interpreted as. Just viewers, take a look once again, and you, the viewers, decide what had really happened.
स्पेशल ऑफिसर ही हमको, तो हमको उनको मदद करने का ही काम है सर।
मिनिस्टर आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपको आदेश देता हूँ कि वो रुकवाओ और आप जाओ और तहसीलदार को बताओ कि अजित पवार जी का फोन आया था, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने मुझे कहा ये सब रुकवाने के लिए, क्योंकि अभी मुंबई में जरा मुंबई का माहौल एकदम खराब हुआ है, उसको अपने को प्राधान्य देना है। मेरा नाम बताओ उनको
सर। वो मुझे आप एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे मेरे फोन में मतलब डायरेक्ट कॉल कीजिए ना।
एक मिनट, मैं तेरे ऊपर एक्शन लूँ।
All right, let me once again bring in now Vikram Singh. So, a clarification has come in from Ajit Pawar. He has said that he did not want to interfere with the law enforcement. But if you look at the video, it is clear that he's asking the IPS officer to stop the excavation process. In fact, he's giving a clear command. So, this clarification that has come in, it looks like it's a clear lie.
Absolutely, मैं तेरे ऊपर एक्शन लूंगा. ये कौन सी भाषा है? What kind of crass language is this? This is absolutely intemperate to say the least, and that too against a woman officer. It is not just Anjali Krishna and her uniform. She represents the state and the President of India, who has given the uniform and the authority to do what she was doing. And obstructing an officer on duty is a very serious offense, and the Deputy Chief Minister should have known that. If he had any reservations about what she was doing, the Deputy Chief Minister should have approached the District Magistrate or the Police Commissioner and routed his instructions through them, rather than speaking to the officer directly on the site without so much as, because in any case, the manual of government orders says you cannot give verbal instructions. You cannot give illegal instructions. This is basically that you leave the spot, ask the Sessillar to speak to me, under what circumstances, how am I to know? Am I a face reader? I'm a junior officer. The lesser mortals like me would not even know who the Deputy Chief Minister is and what is his voice like. That is probably presuming the world. The fact of the matter is that there's always a procedure, and the procedure was, as I had mentioned earlier, route your instructions in writing, and in today's time it would have taken as much time as a telephonic conversation that it is routed via the Police Commissioner or the DGP.
Right, sir, don't you feel that there should be, a very solid action, or there should be some pressure on the politicians? They should be made to feel that they cannot interfere with any duty and not even insult, because an example, it's high time that example should be set in. This is 2025. This mindset has to be changed as we are evolving. There are more young politicians that are coming in, and we are known as one of the largest democracy. But in a democracy, if such instances keep happening, it's very discouraging for, in fact, officers to function and crack down on corruption.
Very much, and to say that you are already put the pressure on the Deputy Chief Minister, that he has come out with a statement, although it is a very loose kind of a statement and lukewarm in its approach. It would have been much better if he had said the purpose was not to intimidate, browbeat or harass the officer, but to give some meaningful guidance. But he again chose to err on the other side, and perhaps ego indeed, if it is bruised, perhaps it takes a lot of time to admit one's mistake. You really have to be very mature to admit your mistake. And in this case, the Deputy Chief Minister has not admitted his mistake and misdemeanor, but he has tried to whitewash whatever he has done. But you very rightly mentioned, in today's times, it is unacceptable. And I must compliment you and your channel for bringing out the truth so vociferously, so that the nation today knows who has transgressed the rule of law and propriety.
Absolutely. In fact, sir, I want to ask you, in your career, have you come across any such politician, and how did you deal with them, or your colleagues dealt with them when it comes to the arrogance?
Please understand, I am from Uttar Pradesh, and it is a dime a dozen when you have to face such situations, and then you have the experience and nerves of steel to tell them, sir, I don't recognize your voice, I'd be much obliged. As per the police regulations, you could send a written communication and the matter ends. I don't take verbal instructions and I don't take illegal instructions, much as I would like to, but my advice to youngers is don't even try that. I got away with it. Today, it's a difficult times. Yashovardhan Azad ji is here. He knows that perhaps I would be courting the recipe of disaster if I were to advise this to younger officers today. But yes, to cover themselves legally also, because no verbal instructions and no illegal instructions are acceptable. They have to be reduced in writing, sent to your immediate boss and say, get a clarification. And if it is legally appropriate, only then compliance will be made. Otherwise, a polite no will go to the office.
Right. We also have former IPS officer Yashovardhan Azad joining us on the broadcast. Thanks so much for coming live. And sir, we have to understand, I think it's high time that the politicians should stop daring to, in fact, interfere with duties. And this has been happening for the longest time, and it's shameful. Thank God that this video, in fact, had surfaced. Otherwise, such things keep happening. And we've seen public memory shots, unfortunately. Don't you think that there should be some action that actually sets up a precedent?
As I already said, this kind of a hubris and this kind of shamelessness
on the part of Mr. Ajit Pawar, who calls himself the Deputy Chief Minister, the first action should be taken is against him for making this kind of a statement and giving an illegal order in public to a police officer, an IPS officer, is to stop action, rightful action against illegal mining. Yes, I totally agree with you. And I wish the party and the Central High Command does take action against him, because this kind of a public, speaking to an officer has never been seen. Yes, you're right, that the politicians have been doing it all along. In fact, as I said earlier, Sholapur is the place for many such battles. And there was a collector, Tukaram, about whom I have tweeted openly, that he has been transferred 23 times in 19 years. He was a collector in Solapur, where he took action against the mafia. These things are happening all over. I mean, there is a collector in Bhind who has taken action against sand mining. And he went to a police station to register a case against the MLA. And he was told at the police station that we will first ask the High Command and then we are going to register the case. So this is a deep malady which should be, and I'm extremely happy that you've raised this, as my senior, respected senior Mr. Vikram Singh had said, that bringing these things on this channel, bringing this before the media and the public and getting their reaction is at least going to put some curbs on these gentlemen. And I agree with Mr. Vikram Singh again that the apology, so-called apology of the statement which has been made is certainly not an apology at all. He should have apologized directly to the IPS officer that I am sorry, I take my words back.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Vikram Singh and Mr. Azad, for joining us on Republic TV. Viewers, we continue to closely track Republic TV, continues to bring such stories on the forefront, viewers. But we have some big breaking news coming in, and this is Donald Trump. A frustrated Donald Trump has now posted on social media. And this is a picture of Narendra, the Troika, viewers. The Troika is grabbing headlines. Trump is getting sleepless. He is now posting a photo of Putin, Xi Jinping, Modi in one frame. And he says, my colleague Akanksha will quote what he has written.
Well, absolutely. And he has posted on Truth Social, looks like we have lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together. President Donald J. Trump. And this is the clearly rattled Donald Trump after that crucial SCO meeting. Now he's posting the photo of a Russian-Chinese president with the Prime Minister, saying that it looks like we have lost India and Russia to the deepest and the darkest China.
Absolutely. Trump has now he's so rattled, and we've seen such statements coming in. We've seen softening of tone also from his officials like Besant. Now he says, when asked by a Polish reporter about what action has he taken on Russia, he does not have anything to say. He just talks about secondary actions on India. And now he says, now he's targeting China, and he says that we've lost India and Russia. Now, just look at the way he's put India and Russia together, and that they have now joined China. And they say that they have a long and prosperous future together. Completely jilted Donald J. Trump over here is now again targeting India, Russia and China. The RIC Troika that has made headlines. Abhishek Kapoor, Senior Executive Editor, joins us on the broadcast. Abhishek, well, clearly Donald Trump is now speaking so rattled and he's so frustrated, sharing a picture and wishing the Troika all the best. Abhishek. Niranjan is joining us live on the broadcast. Niranjan, well, clearly Donald Trump is so frustrated now. He's saying that he has lost India and Russia. Both of them. He had Russia also. And they have now gone to China. They've joined China.
Well, this is Trump's realization. This is what even people within his own party have been warning Donald Trump. Republicans, Democrats, business houses, the Indian diaspora, everyone apart from Trump and his close coterie has been telling Donald Trump that he is losing India to China. And they have been warning Donald Trump on the kind of response that he's chosen to give to India regarding the tariffs and the approach of his government and the administration to first impose 25% extra, take it up to 50%, and then bring up the Russian oil and target only India. He was warned. And today, after he was warned for several weeks now, he comes out and he puts out a tweet with a picture of the Prime Minister. There is a picture of all three leaders, world leaders, walking into a hall at the SCO summit. There is Prime Minister Modi, Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, all three of them walking together, and he's put out that picture. Maybe we can put that post as well. That post is on screen. That is from the Shanghai Cooperation Summit. And then Donald Trump says that looks like we have lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together. President Donald J. Trump. And you have to be, I mean, and only a Donald Trump can do that when he is admitting. He's basically also admitting his failure, his own administration's failure, his own personal failure to handle the situation by saying that we have lost. So obviously, somewhere, yes.
Yeah, we've got the photo here, we've got the picture here. This is the tweet, viewers. This is a post on Truth Social, in fact. If you can just show this, we can zoom in.
Yeah, I can see that picture. I can see the post on screen. The post is on screen right now. And Donald Trump has said, and I'm reading out from the post, he says, looks like we've lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together. It appears from Donald Trump's post, it appears he seems to be almost shutting the door. I don't know whether that's the we'll try and get Abhishek Kapoor also on this, and some strategic affairs experts. Appears to be shutting the door perhaps on further negotiations, not speaking much. Last few days he's gone completely silent on the ceasefire, hasn't spoken about ceasefire, hasn't spoken about Russian oil. There was a feeling that he's perhaps keeping that little bit of a leeway open, that little bit of a door open to negotiations with India. But now he says, looks like we've lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. And a realization perhaps by Donald Trump.
Niranjan, we are just...
General G.D. Bakshi is joining us on the phone line. Stay with me. General G.D. Bakshi. General Bakshi, look at this. Which president in the world says we have lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China? I mean, you have to be, and only a Donald Trump can admit such a colossal failure, and he's putting it out on social media. He has said, looks like we've lost India and Russia to China.
Whose fault is it? He's the one who's driven India and Russia towards China. Like I was saying, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. He deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for getting India and China together. For kicking us in the teeth for what? For trying to be friendly to the United States? For having a strategic partnership? This is what you will get in turn. You think you can kick the whole world around? Like Pakistan, we will grovel at your feet. We will lick your boots. We won't do that. Let Europe do that. Let Pakistan do that. India is a self-respecting country, and we have shown you that we have other options. Darkest, evil China, etc. is fine. You can use all the adjectives that you want. But the simple fact of the matter is that you have to look within. What have you done? Slapped 50% tariffs on a country that you call a strategic partner. You are going around kicking all your friends. Whether it is Europe, whether it is Japan, whether it is South Korea, Taiwan, Canada, Mexico, all the friends who were close to the United States have been kicked in their shin. Right? And India he's taken out for special treatment. Not just the tariffs. For God's sake, it is the way he's trying to do a love fest with Asim Munir of Pakistan just months after we fought a war. I mean, does he realize what he is doing? I mean, to hell with you and the tariffs. It cannot stand all geopolitical equations on their head. 30 years, Indian and American diplomats worked so hard to try and get a détente, try and get a reset between India and the United States, because it made a lot of strategic common sense. The sense was that China was posing a threat to both Russia, China, India, everyone. So therefore, it made sense to bandwagon. But America has decided to kick everybody who tries to get friendly with it. So well then, what do you want us to do? Right? you don't want us to get friendly with you, then we will have no choice but to reach out to the other options. That is what India has been forced to do. Forced to do. And now you are saying, looks like we've lost India and China. Certainly, sir, you have. You have. But you are responsible because of your erratic, whimsical, temperamental behavior. You know, the simple error of judgment that Donald Trump has made is he's behaving as if it is still the unipolar power movement. When the world has turned to multipolarity almost 15 years, 20 years back. That is the problem.
I'll tell you, General Bakshi, he has admitted that he failed. It was a colossal failure on India. Second, by saying we've lost Russia, he's admitting his own attempts. When he met Putin in Alaska, that too is a failure. And then he's saying, I wish them a long and prosperous future together, which means he's perhaps shutting the door. How do you read this statement, the last line, saying that we wish them a long and prosperous future together?
Yeah, and if he's trying to tell the world that I will kick Russia, I will kick China, I will kick India, I think he might like to think that through again. You know, Henry Kissinger had warned the United States it should be settled maxim of American foreign policy never to take on more than one major Asian power at a time. He was alluding precisely to Russia, China, India. Right? You've done it. You've done it. And now you are trying to say best of luck. Sir, I think the person who will lead best of luck is Donald Trump. I think he might as well look within. It is absolutely ridiculous strategy to force all your antagonists to come together. You know, the clever, smart nations, they split their opposition. They split their enemies. They split their adversaries. What is Donald Trump doing? He's kicking every friend in the shin. It hurts. Till he's forced to say, okay, I mean, climb a gum tree. I have to look for other options. You are hurting us too much. You are hurting us too much. You are trying to suck up to Pakistan like it is the superpower in the making. The make way for Pakistan, my God, it will tilt the global power balance in favor of America. Best of luck. Best of luck, sir. That's all that we can say.
Yeah, sir, it appears that we have been successful in sending a message to America by going to China for the first time in 7 years. And there is that image, you will see that image, you were live with us, General Bakshi, when the Prime Minister held both Xi Jinping and Putin by the hand. He held both of them by the hand. And that has hit home.
It was designed to hit home, man. It was designed to send a clear message. Look, we have other options. If you are going to misbehave, if you are going to be so unruly, so unpredictable in your behavior so that nobody else can do any long-term strategic planning of any decent sort. You know, if you are going to change minute by minute, hour by hour, you are going to do about turns by the minute, like a kaleidoscope, like a chameleon, then it creates problems for the rest of the world. Problems, serious problems. You know, we could have lived with 50% tariffs also. But the simple bloody fact is that 50% tariffs be damned. The fact of the matter is Pakistan. Pakistan just attacked us, tried to attack all our airfields. Then it got kicked in the bloody teeth is another issue. But it tried to attack us. Firstly, did the horrible terrorist incident in Pahalgam. And then it went all out to attack 15 of our airfields. What do you expect us to do? Not hit back? Because Donald Trump says, I'm everywhere. I've got bases in Noor Khan. I've got bases in Murid. How do we know, sir? And what are you doing there, by the way? Bases against whom? You already fled Afghanistan. So who are you seeking bases against? If you are seeking bases against India, how are we strategic partners? If you are keeping nuclear weapons in Pakistan, how the hell are we strategic partners? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand what the United States is up to. You told us that we are strategic partners because we face a common threat in a rising and increasingly aggressive China. You know, then all of a sudden you say, what China? I am pivoting back to Europe. Joe Biden did that. Donald Trump said, I will stop this tilt back to Europe. I will tilt back to Asia. I will pivot back to Asia. And then within 7 months, the deep state seems to have gotten the better of him. He's saying, we've lost Russia, we've lost India, now we will kick the rest of the world together.
Ministry of External Affairs is responding. Ministry of External Affairs is responding. I'm cutting across live. It's for the first time that they're responding. Cutting across live.
और भारत और चीन की जो सामरिक संबंध हैं वो पटरी पर लौटेंगे.
सर, अमेरिका से काफ़ी विरोधाभासी बयान, प्रणय उपाध्याय हूं इंडिया टुडे आज तक से, और मेरा सवाल है कि अमेरिका से काफ़ी विरोधाभासी बयान आ रहे हैं. एक तरफ पीटर नवारो जो है रूस यूक्रेन की लड़ाई को मोदी का युद्ध कहते हैं, स्कॉट बेसेंट कहते हैं कि दोनों ही परिपक्व लोकतंत्र हैं, हम अपने विवादों को सुलझा लेंगे. डोनाल्ड ट्रंप कहते हैं कि ये रिलेशनशिप खो चुकी है अब. तो भारत अमेरिका के साथ संबंधों को किस तरीके से देखता है उस रणनीतिक साझेदारी में, तब जबकि हमारी फोर्सेस उनके साथ जॉइंट युद्धाभ्यास भी कर रही हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें अमेरिका के साथ चल रही हैं. इस संबंध को जोड़ने और बनाए रखने के लिए भारत की तरफ से क्या प्रयास हैं?
ओके, आयुषी.
So this is Aisha from ANI. The Prime Minister of Nepal, during a meeting with Chinese President Xi in Tianjin, has once again objected to India restarting trade through the Lipu Lake Pass, saying that the territory belongs to Nepal. Any comments on such objections?
Okay, first let me come to Kadambini, your question regarding the post. I have no comments to offer on this post at this point. मधु, ये आपका सवाल भी इस पे था, तो इस पे हमारे पास अभी टिप्पणी करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. इनका मैं बाद में जवाब देता हूँ. सिद्धांत, your question regarding the protests that we saw in Australia. We all are aware that anti-immigrant protests happened in several cities in Australia on 31st of August. Our High Commissioner and our Consulates General in Australia, they were in regular.
All right, we're getting Republic TV. We broke it first. Donald Trump's Truth Social post on the Troika that's rattling him, giving him sleepless nights. It looks like we have lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together, says President Donald J. Trump on social media. And he tweets that photograph. And you can see, viewers, how this has rattled him. And this is coming in after, viewers, we saw the bonhomie amongst the three leaders. And Donald Trump, remember, is very frustrated and he's scared. He has acknowledged, MEA has also said, MEA in fact refused to comment on Trump's Truth Social post. So MEA says it has no comments to make on Trump's Truth Social post. It's a big statement that has come in from the President of the United States. This is coming in just a day after Trump had in fact filed, moved the Supreme Court to overturn the lower court's order on the tariffs, saying it's important to uphold the tariffs on India. And it seems that he is somewhere scared also, not to forget. He's acknowledging, first of all, the failure of his efforts when he meets the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, and also when he sees what happens in SCO, how Putin says that this is not the way to speak to powers like India and China. Gone are the days of colonialism. That was a big message that was sent out by Vladimir Putin to Donald Trump. And now Trump knows that it's all failed, that his efforts, his arm twisting, and his, him trying to pressure and bully nations like India is not going to work. China snapped Donald Trump after he, in fact, had escalated the tariff war. India is also not budging. India refuses to budge. And this is what it ends up looking like. Donald Trump, the President of United States, tweets, he posts on Truth Social saying that he has lost India, he has lost Russia to the deepest, darkest China. And now he wishes them all the very best. So it's a state of meltdown. The White House is in a state of meltdown, viewers. Donald Trump is frustrated. He is jilted. And he attacks India in this latest post. And we have strategic affairs expert Madhav Nalapat joining us on the phone line. Mr. Nalapat, well, Donald Trump clearly is very much frustrated. He tweets this picture and says that we have lost China, we have lost India and Russia. You feel that, Donald Trump has finally come to some realization and accepted defeat, that it's not going to work. His bullying is not going to work.
Well, look, about deepest, darkest China, when he appointed his cabinet, many of them saw China in the same dark colors as President Trump was in his post. But may I remind you, there have been several other posts in which he has heaped fulsome praise on China, fulsome praise on President Xi. And now, if he's talking of deepest, darkest China, from the U.S. point of view, that's accurate for a simple reason that the Chinese are trying to overtake the U.S. as the number one economy in the world. And that will cause a collapse of the dollar, a collapse of confidence in the U.S. As an investment destination, and it will be quite a disaster. But the reality is that one person who is bringing this disaster closer rather than further away is President Trump himself. The way he has attacked India, not only in his post, but through vicious and unmerited tariffs, the way he is, hot and cold on Russia.
Right.
Sometimes he praises Putin, sometimes he opposes Putin, sometimes he threatens Putin, sometimes he cajoles Putin. So the question, I think the MEA is quite right not to comment on a post of his, because frankly, you can't take this post seriously, because in a few hours, it may be overtaken by a completely contradictory post by Donald J. Trump.
Mr. Nalpat, thanks so much for joining us on the phone line. We have Major General Shashi Asthana joining us on the broadcast. Major General Asthana, well, complete meltdown in the White House, it seems. Donald Trump is so frustrated, and he has acknowledged that his attempts have failed. Attempts to talk to Putin, attempts to escalate the tariff war, they have all gone for a toss, and it is his defeat. And now he wishes the Troika all the very best.
Certainly, this is the frustration of President Trump coming out in the form of various tweets. I think he has realized that his foreign policy on India and the tariff policy on India has absolutely gone awry, and he has been bragging on.
प्रणय, ये हम लोगों ने पहले भी कहा है कि दोनों देशों के बीच में एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ग्लोबल स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप है, और हम चाहते हैं कि इस पार्टनरशिप को जो मुद्दे तैयार किए गए हमारे बीच में, एक सब्सटेंटिव एजेंडा जिसको बनाया गया है, उस पर काम करके हम इसको आगे ले जाएं, दोनों देशों के बीच में एक आपसी समझ के साथ, दोनों के शेयर्ड इंटरेस्ट के साथ, और साथ ही साथ म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट के साथ.
That's a statement coming in on Navarro by the MEA. Navarro's comments are inaccurate and misleading. We reject them. New Delhi rejects Peter Navarro's rants and insultful remarks. MEA says that his comments are inaccurate and misleading. And we go back to our expert, geostrategic expert, Major General Asthana, sir. MEA has clearly rejected Mr. Peter Navarro's statements. We've seen that he has continued to make statements against, New Delhi. Literally he has insulted New Delhi time and again.
See, Navarro is basically an aide of Trump, and because of he can't find any logic in what President Trump is doing, in terms of tariffs and in terms of its policy on India. So therefore, he is taking out whatever he can from the kind of remarks which he is making, which are absolutely condemnable and irresponsible. And I am sure the MEA has appropriately condemned it. At the same time, we can also say that Indian foreign policy and Indian diplomacy has been matured enough not to respond in kind by going down to the level of Navarro, because our statements have been absolutely matured and which make a lot of diplomatic sense. So as far as Navarro is concerned, I think the people like him will come and go. The fact is, there is a strategic partnership. There is a long-term gain between the two countries, and these two countries cannot be and those interests cannot be outlasted by persons like Navarro. And even I would put it this way, that President Trump also has got only 3.5 years to go.
Yes.
And the country, India and America, is going to remain forever. As far as President Trump is concerned, see, his tone will change in any case within 3-4 months. He'll be into the next elections. All the foreign policy mistakes which he has done, they will be upfront facing him in terms of inflation in USA. And very soon he will realize that he is going to lose majority in Senate, and thereafter he will be a lame duck president. Even as of now, as we speak, a lot of decisions of his has been challenged. Hudson's Institute's decision has been reversed. Tariffs are already in Supreme Court. And all the strategist experts of America are saying that he has totally gone wrong as far as tariffs on India is concerned. So I think there is a realization, and he also in some manner is realizing. But unfortunately, he has got some aides who are absolute yes men like Navarro. So they will keep making such statements just to please their boss. I don't think we should pay too much of attention to statements of such aides who are actually looking towards pleasing the boss attitude.
General Asthana, we're talking about President Trump here, and he just said yesterday in a press conference that if these tariffs don't go up, it's very important for the Supreme Court to uphold this. Otherwise, US is going to get very, very poor. This is what he said. So clearly we can see even the chief economist at Moody's and several other economists have weighed in on the situation, the economic situation in America, and they are saying that it's on the brink, it's on the edge, the American economy. It is crumbling, and they are already in recession. And with Trump, the kind of statements he's making, that tariffs are so important to make America rich again, otherwise it will become poor again. These are the words he used. Clearly, he's also fearing that the Supreme Court is not going to be very kind to him, because in the past, such such decisions and such misuse of power has been in fact overturned by Supreme Court. Sample what happened with Ronald Reagan, and I think that he is somewhere dreading that, isn't it, General Asthana?
Certainly, the incidents which you quoted earlier happened because of abuse of power in times of Nixon, as well as some other president also was overturned by the court. So this could be he is fearing that there can be a loss in Supreme Court case too, for the simple reason because it doesn't make any sense to anybody when he says that because America has got a threat from Russia and therefore he is putting secondary tariffs on India. Now that doesn't make sense to anybody. So I think there is a weak case, but let's see how the case goes. Now, as far as his statements to say that America will become poor in case the tariffs don't hold, the problem is he is stuck. He has taken a decision. He can't now, if he goes back on that decision, his ratings are as it is falling, they are going to fall even much faster. Similarly, the confidence of the investors all over the world on US has shaken up. And if he makes another statement of this kind, or if he gives it up, he feels in his wisdom, notwithstanding, not taking the advice of the senior economists or neutral economists, he feels that if that happens, then maybe that there will be a faster free fall in economy than what he has anticipated. So therefore, he is stuck in a bind with his decisions on tariffs. They were not really thought through, but apparently he is. I visualize that in America today we have a situation where you have a bulldozer mentality president and very weak staff, very weak ministers or secretaries who can't really show the president the right thing.
General Asthana, please stay on with us. We have a reaction coming in from the MEA.
बताया है कि जो भी अभी के एफर्ट्स चल रहे हैं जो वहाँ पर शांति बहाल करने के लिए, उसका हम लोग स्वागत करते हैं और हमारा ये मानना है कि जो भी पार्टीज़ हैं उसमें इस मुद्दे पर आगे बढ़ेंगे एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव अप्रोच के साथ। और जहाँ तक भारत का सवाल है, भारत इस बात को सपोर्ट करता है कि जल्द से जल्द वहाँ पर जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, संघर्ष चल रहा है, वो ख़त्म हो और वहाँ पर एक चिरस्थायी शांति का वातावरण बने।
So that was MEA's Ranadhir Jaiswal now talking about the Russia-Ukraine war, saying that India hopes that that peace efforts continue and there is stability and a resolution of there is a ceasefire between the two countries. Go back to General Asthana. Well, General Asthana, yeah, as you rightly pointed out, and I stand corrected, it was Richard Nixon, not Reagan. And in the past, we've seen that history has in fact shown that such abuse of power does not really augur well, and perhaps Trump is, dreading that as well. And not just that, in terms of India's role, it's being recognized, sir. General Asthana, we've seen even the European Union yesterday acknowledging India's role in peacekeeping efforts, in mediating for peace as well. And we've seen the European Union, we've seen even Ukraine. We've seen the Ukrainian Prime Minister also talking about the conversations he's had time and again with Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the peace efforts.
See, there is no doubt that Prime Minister Modi's equation with Putin is recognizable and is substantial, and they hold a very good rapport with each other, and therefore everybody feels, and rightly so, that President Putin would certainly listen to Prime Minister Modi's advice. But the question is, there is a situation in Russia-Ukraine war wherein we would not mediate, and India should not mediate till the time both the parties ask for it. As of now, that situation has not arrived. So we have not formally done any kind of mediation, although the conversations are on between Prime Minister Modi and Putin, and I am sure they must have discussed Russia-Ukraine war at length. Now, let me put things in correct perspective as far as Russia-Ukraine war is concerned. See, this war will not, I repeat, will not end till the time Russia captures the remaining 30% of Donetsk region. Now, whether he gets it by negotiations or he has to physically capture, whichever is earlier, that is the time where I visualize that this war or any meaningful negotiations will take place. For the simple reason, because Russia has set an aim, and the aim is that they have also included Donbass region in their constitution. They will not let it go halfway, so they will capture it irrespective of the cost, number one. And number two, the other part they have already achieved, making a corridor right up to Crimea, and thereafter, that is why President Putin has given an option that if Ukraine moves out of the remaining Donetsk region, he may make some concessions in Zaporizhzhia region as well as in Kherson region. He may give some land there to make sure that there is a viable defense line along the Dnieper River. And anything which he has captured on the Ukrainian side of Dnieper River, that he may give it back. So this is the kind of thing which perhaps the Russians may be looking for. But Europeans supporting Ukraine, they feel that more the war prolongs, more the Russia will weaken, and perhaps they will have more security. And they are least bothered as to how many...
Absolutely. The efforts continue, and India's role is also being recognized, and Donald Trump is completely in a state of meltdown. Viewers, thank you so much. General Asthana, thanks so much for joining us. Viewers, we're similar to a very, very short break, but Republic TV continues to get you all the latest updates on this big story that we have just broken, and much more lined up for you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे ये खुशबू दे ये तीखा ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice.
Families in Minneapolis are mourning. Our Greater Annunciation Fellowship is mourning. Our entire city is united in grief, and at the same time, based on this incredible group of people that has assembled here in City Hall, we are also united in action.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph!
We need...
Mumbai police acknowledges bomb threat ahead of the Ganesh Visarjan tomorrow. Township only for Muslim community promoted in Maharashtra. Halal housing now under the scanner. Bank of Baroda classified RCOM Anil Ambani as fraud. Kerala Congress apologizes after deleting the Bihari BD comparison post. Police prepares lookout notice against Shilpa Shetty Raj Kundra in a fraud case. Donald Trump has posted on his Truth Social and made the biggest statement till now. US President Donald Trump has said that India and Russia appear to have been lost to China following the Shanghai Cooperation Summit. Remember, that took place last week in China's Tianjin. And in fact, a post has been put out by Donald Trump on social media in which he in fact regrets that he has lost India and Russia to deepest and darkest China. May they have a long, prosperous future together. President Donald J. Trump is what he has mentioned. Looks like we have lost India and Russia to the deepest and the darkest China is what he has said. So it appears that Donald Trump is now quite rattled after the crucial SCO meeting in which we saw the hugs, the handshakes between the Russian president, the Chinese president, and also Prime Minister Modi. All right, so we'll continue to, in fact, get you expert on this. But this is what Donald Trump has said. He has said that it appears that we have lost India and Russia to China. But remember, several experts in the past few days have been hinting at the United States, telling the United States President Donald Trump that India is shifting from United States towards China and Russia. And this was a warning that was given. But despite that, in fact, he continued to impose tariff after tariff, but now he is in fact regretting that India and Russia have been lost to China. All right, we have breaking news coming in. Ministry of External Affairs has responded to the comments on Peter Navarro. Remember, in the last few days, he's been making several shocking statements against India. Listen in to what the Ministry of External Affairs has to say.
We have seen the inaccurate and कि किस प्रकार से हम भारत और अमेरिका के रिश्ते को देखते हैं। ऋषि मोहन जी, आपका सवाल भी भारत और अमेरिका को लेके है, रिश्तों से लेके है। यही मैं कहूँगा, हमने कहा अभी कि एक साझेदारी, एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव पार्टनरशिप है, स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप है, और इसमें जो सब्सटेंटिव एजेंडा है उसके साथ हम आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, इस बेसिस पे कि दोनों देशों के हितों को रखा जाए और साथ में आपसी दोनों में म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट हो।
All right, so that reaction was on the tariff that has been imposed by Donald Trump on India, 50% in total. Let me bring in our former ambassador, Deepak Vora. Thanks so much, sir, for speaking to Republic TV. How do you look at this social media post from Donald Trump? He is saying that it appears that United States has lost India and Russia both to China, and this is happening after the crucial SCO summit. Your first reaction?
Well, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you. I'm not in the nation's capital. I'm in Rajkot, but I just saw this news and I was surprised a little bit, but very, very pleased because he's realized, as one of his own newspapers have said, and some of his advisors may have told him, that of the four great powers of the world, you are ranged against the other three. And the other three are India, China, and Russia. So he acknowledges that by his impulsive actions, he has offended us. But ma'am, let me make it clear. We have not abused America or Mr. Trump. We haven't used harsh language against him. That's not our style. हम तो चाणक्य की संतान हैं. We don't offend our adversary. We use very measured and dignified language. And I think he has understood this is only the first shot. If I believe he means what he says, and I have no reason to think that he's trying to be oversmart, he'll probably post again that I would like to be friends with India. We are ready to be friends with him. We want friendship with the United States. Our brand equity in the US is very deep. So President Trump, if you're listening to me, sir, if somebody tells you, please take it from me. We have no animosity towards the United States. We want your friendship. You are the greatest country in the world. And sir, please give us the dignity and respect that we deserve and that we give you.
Absolutely, sir. And do you think there's a change in the language as well? Because in July earlier this year, when the BRICS summit happened, he was quite rattled by that. But the language that time was very different. But when it comes to the SCO summit, he's posting the picture of the Chinese, Russian president and the prime minister. Do you think he's regretting that he has lost India to China?
Well, you're so right. I mean, you're brilliant. Of course, he's regretting it. But then this thing that he has lost India, no. He may want to say it. He's trying to be melodramatic. He always is. He's not lost India. But what he has done is he's increased the distance in commercial terms between India and the United States. And again, we are relentless in our search for partnership. It's multi-alignment, all alignment. We want to be partners with the United States. So if he doesn't change his opinion in the next 30 seconds, as is his want, I think the message to him is clear. India did not curse you. India did not abuse the United States. India did not attack you personally. Although you did so with our prime minister, you said very unpalatable things about India. And so did that Bizarro, whatever the fellow's name is, Matmaro or some Peter something. He said many, many funny things. But we have maintained our dignity, ma'am. And I hope this message goes to President Trump. President Trump, if you are listening, please take it from me. We want good relations with you, sir. Make the first move. We have been moving towards you. You've been stepping back. Now stand still and let's come and shake hands again and say, all right, let's move ahead together, step by step.
Absolutely, sir. And in fact, one more question before I let you go. He's panicking now, but if you see in the last few days, several experts have been warning him that he's pushing India away. India is getting distance from the United States, but he's panicking now. What has changed in the last few weeks that he's panicking?
I think he has, after breaks, he also saw what happened at Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Shanghai Cooperation Organization is not yet, I repeat, not yet, an anti-Western organization. It's a non-Western organization, and people are coming together for their own interests. So I think he has understood that even in the final document, they did not name the US and abuse it. We would not have accepted it if they did. But said the age of bullying is over, etc. China is the host. They prepared the draft and everybody else signs on to it. But nevertheless, ma'am, my own feeling is our brand equity, the Indian diaspora there. And the fact that we have just rationalized the GST, making things cheaper. So American companies selling their products here, they will have more purchasing power as far as the Indian consumer is concerned. They'll be able to buy more. We love America. When I was a kid, American products were the best in the world. Now, of course, other things have happened, but there is no reason why we can't bring it back to the level where it was. It will come back. We have a prime minister who has a very good relationship with Donald Trump, whatever Donald Trump's fellows might say. And that relationship, that personal relationship, is going to stand both countries in good stead. I would not be surprised. I know I'm risking my neck by saying this, if President Trump shows up for the Quad Summit in India.
But do you think he's admitting to his own failure on the foreign policy, that in fact he imposed a lot of tariff on India, 25, then 25% more for buying the Russian oil? His trade advisor has been making a lot of comments about India as well. So do you think he's admitting here through his post on social media to his mistakes?
I think he's sending a message to his advisors that you've pushed India hard enough, now lay off. And I don't think we'll hear too much from Mr. Matmaro or Bizarro or whatever the fellow's name is. They're all going to get a message that the president seems to feel that America has been harsh on India, which it shouldn't have been. We really, ma'am, may I just put it to you, after 52 years in diplomacy, I know what I'm saying. We have not, our relationship with America is not messed up. Even as we speak, the military exercises in Alaska are taking place. Our trade is going on. We are cooperating in technology. We are cooperating in space. We are cooperating in jet engines or whatever that is. We are cooperating in agriculture, medicine. So this was one issue where he felt he would score brownie points, but his own people are rising against him and saying, no, don't do this because you are pushing the American consumer very hard, while the Indian consumer is being rewarded by its government. I think that he's a businessman, and that seems to have registered on him. And Mr. Trump, we don't hold it against you. You did what you thought was right. If you realize that it wasn't right, but go right it. Ma'am, let me conclude. Give me 15 seconds more. Prime Minister of India, when he introduced the farmers' laws, you recall that 2 or 3 years ago? And I heard him and I cried when I hear my Prime Minister saying, हमारी तपस्या का वो परिणाम नहीं है. Our prayers did not yield the result that we wanted, our penance. So I'm taking back the farm law. There's nothing wrong in saying, look, we overstepped or we did something we shouldn't have. Now we are walking back. That is India's future, and I do hope China will do it. I think he will. I think you will hear it. You'll see another post saying, all right, maybe I overreacted, and he's going to reduce the penalty, tariffs, etc. on India. You will see it coming, man, possibly today.
Absolutely. So he's regretting his actions. So stay on with us. In fact, we have a reaction coming in from the Ministry of External Affairs. On Peter Navarro, he's the trade advisor to Donald Trump. In fact, remember, he's the one who's been saying that India is becoming the laundromat for Kremlin. Now, reaction coming in from the Ministry of External Affairs. Listen in.
The inaccurate and misleading statements made by Mr. Navarro, and obviously we reject them. As far as India-United States relations are concerned, प्रणय, ये हम लोगों ने पहले भी कहा है कि दोनों देशों के बीच में एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ग्लोबल स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप है, और हम चाहते हैं कि इस पार्टनरशिप को जो मुद्दे तैयार किए गए हमारे बीच में, एक सब्सटेंटिव एजेंडा जिसको बनाया गया है, उस पर काम करके हम इसको आगे ले जाएं, दोनों देशों के बीच में एक आपसी समझ के साथ, दोनों के शेयर्ड इंटरेस्ट के साथ, और साथ ही साथ म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट के साथ.
Coming in from the Ministry of External Affairs, and when in fact Randeep Jaiswal was asked question on Donald Trump's post regarding losing out India and Russia to China, Ministry of External Affairs has said no comments, and this is on Donald Trump's post. Listen in.
We come to a question regarding the post. I have no comments to offer on this post at this point. तो ये आपका सवाल भी इस पे था, तो इस पे हमारे पास अभी टिप्पणी करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. Okay, first let me come to a question regarding the post. I have no comments to offer on this post at this point. तो ये आपका सवाल भी इस पे था, तो इस पे हमारे पास अभी टिप्पणी करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है.
All right, so this is regarding the post that has been made by Donald Trump on Truth Social. He has said, and I quote, "Looks like we've lost India and Russia to the deepest and darkest China. May they have a long, prosperous future together." And this is what he has put out on social media. Ministry of External Affairs has refused to comment on this, but all the experts are saying that now Donald Trump, it seems he's regretting distancing and pushing away India as far as the Trump tariff is concerned. And with this, we're taking a very short break. We'll be right back with more news and updates, and especially with the focus on this post that has been made by Donald Trump on social media. Keep watching Republic TV.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा और मसाला.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है.
आधे
बड़े बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
ट्रम्प से बात हमेशा appreciate करता आया, सीखता आया कि वे राष्ट्र हित के सर्वोपरि रखकर
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshaling the full power.
During an interview, American economist Richard Wolff called out the US administration for attacking India with tariffs and shooting itself in the foot by doing so. Wolff said that India is central for trade and that it will find other places to sell its exports if the US gets shut off. Wolff said that India is now, according to the United Nations, the largest country on earth. The United States telling India what to do is like a mouse hitting his fist.
At just 38 years, he became the youngest senior advocate in the history of the Madras High Court. From earning his first salary of 350 rupees to fighting one of India's earliest medical malpractice suits, his is a journey of grit and brilliance. Meet the man who shaped the law and lived it. Senior advocate C.A. Sundaram in a rare and candid conversation on the legal side of things. This weekend, only on Republic TV.
This week on Get Me Right, is the India-United States relationship on the rocks and beyond remedy? Or is there hope that it could still be redeemed? Also, the post-Article 370 Naya Kashmir is taking strong strides in busting the long-held myths of Pakistan and their allies in India, the Tukre Tukre gang. A report debunks the unmarked graves theory. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
Welcome back. We'll continue to focus on this comment that has come in from Donald Trump that United States has lost India and Russia to China after that crucial SCO summit. Remember that took place last week. There were hugs, there were handshakes, and all the leaders came together, Chinese President, Russian President, and our Indian Prime Minister as well. I'm joined by Major General G.D. Bakshi. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to Republic TV. I want to understand from you your first comment. How do you look at this comment that has come in from Donald Trump? Do you think he is rattled now? He in fact is doubting the decision he's taken as far as India is concerned?
The simple fact is that he is rattled. The simple fact is that he invited it upon himself. You can't kick around the biggest democracy in the world with 1.4 billion people, treated like a colony, treated like a slave, treated like Pakistan, and think that there will be no comeback. You have pushed India into the China. He does deserve peace for that. Simple fact is that he has managed to repair the rupture between India and China, kicking India in the teeth for what? For friendly, for thinking that we are partners. You imposed 36% tariffs on India. 50% tariffs on India you've imposed. And then you've gone and had a love fest with Asim, who attacked us just a few months in the month of May, who fought a war with India. That is what has made India see red. that you can be so capricious, you can be so temperamental, and even Jake Sullivan was saying, the former NSA, that the United States has made a great blunder by dumping India and going for Pakistan, and just because there is a family deal on the bitcoins. I mean, is that the reason why the United States of India will turn on its head a policy that has been crafted over the last 30 years? A policy to contain China, a policy to, have a commonality of interest with India, because there is a commonality of interest with India, which is important. If you want to balance China, that is in Asia. If you want to balance China in Asia, you need. You can't kick India in the teeth and arm twist Japan. Donald Trump has specifically been nasty to all countries that were friendly with it.
All right, so it appears that Donald Trump is clearly rattled. Whether or not he will soften his stance is something that remains to be seen. Thanks so much, Major General G.D. Bakshi, for speaking to Republic TV. And now it's a clash the tennis world has been waiting for. Experience versus youth. Novak Djokovic, the legend, chasing yet another slam. Carlos Alcaraz, the young, in fact, powerhouse, hungry to take over the throne. The question on the sports meter today is, can Djokovic stop Alcaraz in the US Open semi-final? Scan the QR code on your screen and have your say. The court awaits, but the debate begins here.
सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Today, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph!
This is Republic Jack Olival Studio. Stay tuned for all the live and breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller charge. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
ट्रम्प से बात हमेशा विजिट करता आया, सीखता आया कि वे राष्ट्रहित के सर्वोपरि रखना बेकार।
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshalling the full power.
During an interview, American economist Richard Wolff called out the US administration for attacking India with tariffs and shooting itself in the foot by doing so. Wolff said that India is central for trade and that it will find other places to sell its exports if the US gets shut off. Wolff said that India is now, according to the United Nations, the largest country on earth. The United States telling India what to do is like a mouse hitting his fist to an elephant. India will find other places to sell its exports if the US is shut off to India, and the move will only strengthen the BRICS nations. But like Russia found another place to sell its energy, India will sell its exports no longer to the United States but to the rest.
At just 38 years, he became the youngest senior advocate in the history of the Madras High Court. From earning his first salary of 350 rupees to fighting one of India's earliest medical malpractice suits, his is a journey of grit and brilliance. Meet the man who shaped the law and lived it. Senior advocate C.A. Sundaram in a rare and candid conversation on the legal side of things. This weekend, only on Republic TV.
This week on Get Me Right, is the India-United States relationship on the rocks and beyond remedy? Or is there hope that it could still be redeemed? Also, the post-Article 370 Naya Kashmir is taking strong strides in busting the long-held myths of Pakistan and their allies in India, the Tukre gang. A report debunks the unmarked graves theory. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Watching Republic TV with me, Akanksha Khajuria. Top of the hour, we'll get you details about the rattled Donald Trump, who has said that he's lost India and Russia to China. So is he finally accepting the mistake and the goof up? We'll talk about this in the next half an hour. Let's get started with the headlines first. Donald Trump launches direct attack on India. The United States has lost India and Russia to China. Ajit Pawar threatens on-duty women IPS officer, halts the Solapur mining crackdown. Mumbai police acknowledges bomb threat ahead of the Ganesh Visarjan tomorrow. Township only for Muslim community promoted in Maharashtra. Halal housing now under scanner. Bank of Baroda classifies Aircom Anil Ambani as frauds. Kerala Congress apologizes after deleting Bihari BD comparison post. Cops prepare lookout notice against Shilpa Shetty Raj Kundra in a fraud case.
There's a tape of Ajit Pawar, a video which has emerged, and Ajit Pawar himself. This is a minister, a senior member of the NDA. Ajit Pawar of the NCP, seen in a video threatening an IPS officer. Now he has now responded by taking it in a bigger way against the IPS officer. We are now hearing that one of the NCP leaders has raised the issue of this IPS officer's caste certificate. Anjana Krishna, the officer who was seen in that video, threatened by Ajit Pawar. They're doubling down and they are now seeking a caste certificate of the IPS officer. This is the breaking news coming in. Doubling down against the IPS officer. Ajit Pawar on one hand put out a post sometime back saying that it was a purported video. He said there is reportedly a video doing the round, and this is what has happened in the next few minutes. They have in fact attacked the officer by questioning her caste certificate. That's the breaking news update coming in. Okay, I have Mr. SP Vaid, who's a very senior IPS officer, has served as a DGP in Jammu and Kashmir. I want to go across to him. Mr. Vaid, I've seen this video where Ajit Pawar calls. This is an officer, a lady officer who's doing her duty there. She was checking on illegal mining, sand mining. And then he says, I hope you've heard the whole, audio there, Mr. Vaid. He says, do you know who I am? And then he says, how dare you? And then he says, yeah, I will come show. If you want to see my face, I'll show you my face. Because the officer claims she didn't recognize his voice, he felt offended. The tone in which he spoke to the IPS officer, the threat that his party is now launching on the officer, and they're attacking her now by questioning a caste certificate, etc. Now, as far as Ajit Pawar himself is concerned, he's a known offender. He has made controversial comments in the past, but this habit of attacking IPS officers is not new. I'd like to get your response to this story, Mr. Vaid.
It's very unfortunate when you are in a high position of Deputy Chief Minister. एक सभ्य language होती है. When you talk to a lady, a decent language होती है. That is how you should communicate. And the respect comes from your heart. When I respect Deputy Chief Minister, the moment I know so-and-so is speaking, I would address him with all the respect. But there is no need to brag that I am Deputy Chief Minister speaking. It automatically comes. So I think when you're talking to, particularly to a lady officer, so it should be a very decent way. I had so many lady officers in my department. Even a constable or a special police officer, I would give all due respect to that every individual have dignity and respect. I think only people who have inferiority complex brag their position. That is how I see it.
But sir, I mean, you've been an IPS officer, for the most of your career. Such people get away. Ministers across party lines, I'm not saying this party or that party. How do you deal with people like this? They get away every time, sir.
I think it's the people who only punish such leaders later on. Ultimately, all these politicians will have to go to the people for their election, and people are watching everything. If I think that I am doing, people don't know what I am doing. People know everything, and ultimately look at somebody abusing from the Congress, Honorable Prime Minister's mother, who is not even present amongst us. She is no more, and I'm sure people of Bihar will punish them. This is very, very unfortunate when a politician brags his position. Automatically, if Mr. Pawar had told that lady officer that I am so-and-so speaking, I'm sure she would have addressed him with respect and spoken to her. So you should not be talking particularly to a lady officer in this language. That's my take on this.
Yeah. Sir, thank you for speaking to Republic TV. That's a former IPS officer, SP Vaid, also joining the nationwide chorus as we look at VVIP bullies like Ajit Pawar. Ladies and gentlemen, Ajit Pawar is not new to controversy. Look at this sequence of windows on your screen. Ajit Pawar in 2013 had spoken very badly about farmers. In fact, when he was asked a question about water supply, he said, if there is no water in the dam, should I urinate into the dam? That is Ajit Pawar to farmers during a rally in April 2013. In 2025, That was his comment, saying that you voted for me, but you don't own me. Hitting out at his own voters and the people, and that same September 2025, threatening a woman IPS officer who was doing her job, saying, how dare you? How dare you? He felt insulted, slighted, because an IPS officer didn't recognize his voice and he wanted her to stop. In fact, he claims that he wanted peace and order, law and order to prevail there. But the fact is he wanted to interfere in the officer's functioning while she was discharging her duty in Solapur, Maharashtra. And here's the full sequence, ladies and gentlemen. When he threatened the officer called Anjana Krishna, the officer on your screen, on the left of your screen, who's now being attacked, by the way, by Ajit Pawar's party. An MLC in NCP has attacked her now, taking it one step further, asking her to furnish her caste certificate, saying that we should look into her caste certificate.
स्पेशल ऑफिस चाहिए हमको। हाँ, तो हमको उनको मदद करने का ही काम है सर।
मिनिस्टर आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपको आदेश देता हूँ कि वो रुकवाओ और आप जाओ और तहसीलदार को बताओ कि अजित पवार जी का फोन आया था, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने मुझे कहा ये सब रुकवाने के लिए, क्योंकि अभी मुंबई में जरा मुंबई का माहौल एकदम खराब हुआ है, उसको अपने को प्राधान्य देना है। मेरा नाम बताओ उनको।
सर वो मुझे आप एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे मेरे फोन में मतलब डायरेक्ट कॉल कीजिए ना।
एक मिनट, मैं तेरे ऊपर एक्शन लूंगा। अभी मैं खुद आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ कि आप मुझे डायरेक्ट कॉल बताती हो।
सर मुझे कैसे पता है आप सर समझ रही है सर, जो आप बोल रही है समझ रही है, पर मुझे
मुझे देखना है ना, तेरा नंबर दे दो या व्हाट्सएप कॉल करो।
ठीक है सर,
मैं यहाँ से बोल देता हूँ।
ठीक है सर,
मेरा चेहरा तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना।
ठीक है सर।
इतना आपको डेयरिंग हुआ है क्या?
It's a campaign on Republic TV, ladies and gentlemen. India against VVIP bullies like Ajit Pawar, who's not new to controversy. In fact, if you've reported on Ajit Pawar, you know how Ajit Pawar doesn't just treat the media, but anybody in his way. We're getting some responses from our viewers to the story. It's not just IPS officers who are furious. Many IPS officers speaking out on Republic TV, but also the people, the viewers who are responding to Ajit Pawar's high-handedness. Alok has written in saying arrogance is not leadership. Ajit Pawar must learn that. Responses from the Nationalist Collective. Sunita says, if this is how he treats officers, what about the public? Imran has sent in a message on the Nationalist Collective. Respecting the khaki means respecting democracy. Geeta has sent in a message. Leaders who lose control expose their weakness, not strength. Rohan has sent a message saying power does not give anyone the right to insult officers. Farhan saying Maharashtra deserves humility, not loud politics. Ananya texting saying real leaders stay calm even in chaos. Harish sent in a message saying shouting at the police is not governance, it is called bullying. Shalini sent a message that such behavior only erodes trust in leaders. Yogesh saying Ajit Pawar should apologize instead of justifying the video himself. We're also taking your calls, ladies and gentlemen. The numbers are on your screen, 0120-3235-206. Mr. Menon is calling us in from Vijayawada. Mr. Menon, hi, good evening. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, please. I'm a very senior citizen. I had been associated with many government organizations. So this is a regular affair with the politicians and this thing. Generally, the politicians, they don't have any sort of manners because neither education nor anything like that. You can see the condition of Bihar. Since the last 6 decades, I am seeing all these things, and, the IPS officer, generally most of these guys, what happens once they get into civil service, they adopt a management science of licking the top and kissing the bottom. See, that makes all sort of trouble for them, So it is a regular affair, and the only thing is that the people and the officers association, they should protest against them and they should withdraw all that, commandos and everything which is given for their protection and this thing. If army people can go to the border and they can take themselves bullets, why these people need protection? So government should do that. One thing that it should be cancelled and they should be thrown out. No police for these politicians. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Menon, for calling us in here on Republic TV. Taking your calls live, ladies and gentlemen. As we get responses from across India, can you imagine there is a tape now of the minister where he's heard asking the officer to just back off. She was acting on illegal mining, by the way. She was acting on illegal mining, and he says back off, and then he humiliates this officer who's simply doing her job. This officer was there as part of her duty. Okay, I have former IPS officer, Mr. Sanjay Sarai, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Sanjay, hi, good evening. Can you hear me, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Menon, for calling us in here on Republic TV. Taking your calls, Mr.
Sanjay, good evening. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. How about you?
Yeah, great, sir. Loud and clear. Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a second there. Now, how do you deal with people like Ajit Pawar? That's an IPS officer. By the way, she's doing her job there. And she was acting on illegal mining. He says, get out of that area. And he's a minister.
I think over a period of time, we have crossed the stage of political interference, and politicians have taken over the administration of this country. First and foremost, so no IPS officer or any officer working in the government is duty bound to take instructions which are oral. Secondly, not connected to his area of work. So whosoever is the Home Minister of Maharashtra, and that is known to everybody. So there is a chain of command. ASP level officer taking instructions from the Deputy Chief Minister, that also oral with no introduction and absolutely no context. I think it might be the norm, but that is not the way the administration is supposed to run. And not only that, he goes a step further, and the nature of it was not a official sort of a call. It does not give an inkling. As we are talking about something official, it gives an inkling where somebody wants to prove his power and things of that nature. We have been seeing it all over the place. It is, I think we are fortunate to have a video which is available of this nature, so that all the things are coming to the public domain. Otherwise, surreptitiously, these things are happening on a regular basis. Most important of it all is the action which she was taking, whether that was legal or illegal. The action which was being taken against was purely legal. It was well within her rights. And I think if we go a step further, she was also told that you go and tell the Tehsildar to stop this work, and later we will see something of that nature. So the administration of this country, primarily the police administration, I think it is being run on oral orders, not written instructions to whims and fancies, to people's conveniences, and that is why we see the nature of policing which we see all around the place. Earlier we had this Bangalore stampede also some time back, and whatever transpired before and after, it is for the country to see. We are seeing crowd mismanagement all around the place, so we'll restrict to this particular instance. I think it was completely unwarranted. It was outside the purview of the concerned minister to orally instruct directly of something of this nature, and you would see in every anything written instructions, and the politicians go scot-free, or they will give up some lame excuse, and that is the end of the story.
So I want to ask you, see, we can bring in GST reforms, we can bring in reforms, we can say India is going to now go to the next level economically, fastest growing power, we will do this. You can bring in all the reforms that you want, right? But this is the corruption that will keep stopping us, holding us back. Because this lady was working on illegal sand mining. It's called Murram or something.
What are reforms?
Yeah.
Let me ask the basic question now that you have come to that point, slightly away from policing. So what are reforms? The first and primordial reform which this country needs is to provide quality governance to this country. And if quality governance happens, anything and everything will get sorted out in a short period of time, or an intermediate or a long period of time. If governance does not happen, today what is happening, because justice is not being delivered, if cases are not being heard, cases are not being investigated in the right manner, and lo and behold, you go anywhere, there will be some political hand everywhere. So what will GST reform do? There are areas which are outside the purview of the GST, and GST is not able to lay its hands on them. And for 8 years, now they say they have done the rationalization of GST. Is very good. We are very happy as the citizens of this country that the GST has been rationalized. But people who lost their life, people who suffered in their businesses, and people suffered in variety of ways, There will be servers not working in today's day and age. Can you think of servers not working? So those 8 years, who will pay for those 8 years? And I don't think the political class has any clue regarding the modern governance of this country. When the whole world is talking about artificial intelligence, a variety of things which we can set right. For the first time in human history, I literally set right, you can set right the administration today. But it is nobody's concern.
Right.
So what will GST do? GST will certainly rationalize to some level. Good law is certainly useful.
Yes,
but
sir.
the enforcement of the law is more important. So if we are not able to enforce the law, now GST has come into being 22nd, we will have the new GST regime, what they call GST 2.0. That's perfectly fine. But the point is 18 days sufficient enough to transform the whole GST administration of this country to a level where the enforcement can be taken to even 70-80%.
Okay.
Leave aside 100%.
Right, sir.
So this is a huge country, and the streamlining of administration
This is a matter, sir, that in fact is, drawing a lot of criticism from across the country. Just stay on with us, Mr. Sahai. We have a caller joining us. We have V.S. Menon from Vijayawada joining us. Sir, please go ahead, Mr. Menon. Okay, Mr. Jaishankar is joining us from Hyderabad. Mr. Jaishankar, please go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah. Actually, we should have some political reforms. And Pawar's family is known in Maharashtra, be it Sharad Pawar, be it Ajit Pawar. They have been taking revenge in the police officers if they don't follow instructions also. I do remember one Mr. Venkatachalam was made as Maharashtra State Electricity Board as a chief security officer for not taking his orders. So why are we, I don't know, associating ourselves with Mr. Pawar? And all politicians should not interfere in the working. I mean, that's very wrong of politicians interfering in the IPS or the IAS officers' work.
Yeah. Right, sir. Mr. Jaishankar, thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts. We also have another caller, BM Sampath for Bengaluru joins us. Sir, please go ahead.
Sir, it is a clear case of arrogance that is being displayed by a senior politician like Mr. Pawar. Such politicians should not be encouraged, and I strongly plead with Mr. Fadnavis that Pawar must be warned for having treated such a good female officer like in this way. It is a matter of shame that our country is still having people of such natures.
Yeah, right, sir. Sampath, thank you so much for joining us. We go back to our guest, Mr. Sanju Sahai, joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Sahai, don't you think that, an example should be made, a precedent should be put up so that such behavior is not repeated, which we've been seeing happening historically?
But who will make it a model or a punishment model? There is nobody who is ready to do it. Who will do it? The Chief Minister of Maharashtra will do it. Who will do it? There is nobody ready to build the cat. From the corporator to the highest office, political office in this country, no action taken until something comes into the public domain or something becomes a huge movement. But for that, no politician, no action is taken. They are audacious to a level that they feel that everything is their birthright and they can get away with everything. We are not getting into the political part of it. Whatever is the political lineage and whatever has transpired in Maharashtra for last couple of years, I think all of us are aware of. We know the midnight coup, everything we are aware of. But the point is, please leave the large component of governance aside. If you play around with policing, you are literally playing around with anything and everything where justice is required, where action is required, where responsive action is required. We have in Bombay, we had the co-location case. So from small Murram or whatever was being mined there till co-location in the case of a national stock exchange and variety of share trading, I think the whole thing is mired with some political hand somewhere or the other. What you are saying is perfectly right, that this case should be a case where I think it should be proven to the world that things can be set right and people who are going out of their official business is shown their place. But I don't think that is going to happen.
Yeah. And, such is the state that he has not apologized. He is just trying to say that, he was trying to pacify the situation, so to speak. We must get those... Mr. Sai, just turn with us. We'll just play out that video once again for our viewers. And viewers, you can see who was trying to pacify, who was trying to escalate, what did he say to the IPS officer, the woman IPS officer? Listen in.
स्पेशल ऑफिसर ही हमको, हाँ, तो हमको उनको मदद करने का ही काम है सर।
मिनिस्टर आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपको आदेश देता हूँ कि वो रुकवाओ और आप जाओ और तहसीलदार को बताओ कि अजित पवार जी का फोन आया था, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर ने मुझे कहा ये सब रुकवाने के लिए, क्योंकि अभी मुंबई में जरा मुंबई का माहौल एकदम खराब हुआ है, उसको अपने को प्राधान्य देना है। मेरा नाम बताओ उनको
सर। वो मुझे आप एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे मेरे फोन में मतलब डायरेक्ट कॉल कीजिए ना।
एक मिनट, मैं तेरे ऊपर एक्शन लूंगा। अभी मैं खुद आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ कि आप मुझे डायरेक्ट कॉल बता दिए।
सर मुझे भी पता है आप सर समझ रही है सर, जो आप बोल रही है समझ रही है, पर मुझे
सुनो मुझे देखना है ना, तेरा नंबर दे दो या व्हाट्सएप कॉल करो।
ठीक है सर,
मैं यहाँ से बोल देता हूँ।
ठीक है सर,
मेरा चेहरा तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना।
ठीक है सर।
इतना आपको डेयरिंग हुआ है क्या?
We have more reaction coming in. Sadev Rao is calling us from Tamil Nadu. Mr. Rao, please go ahead.
So I am very supporting the Republic because the Ajit Pawar threatens. So we should, every Indian citizen should know it. Hello?
Sir?
Madam?
Yes, sir. Sir, please go ahead. Please continue.
First of all, I want to thank to the Republic TV that the Ajit Pawar is threatening the officer. So they think they are always in the power because his name is Ajit Pawar. So he think he is always in power. So he can threaten everybody, anybody at any time. So as a common man, I want to support the Republic, which reveals the face of the Ajit Pawar. These type of politicians should be out of from the public. First of all, the public should know it. Who is he and how can we select him? So these type of the politicians must be.
Right, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Sadev Rao, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV. We have Venkatesh, we have Jaya, we have Nandan calling us. Jaya from Mumbai calling us. Ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for having me on your channel. Ajit Pawar's threat to a police officer is outrageous and unacceptable. A Neta behaving in such a manner. The police officer's duty is law and order. And if somebody comes in the way of a police officer, action can be taken. Why not slam the required law and whatever is applicable against the deputy CM? He may be the deputy CM, but he is trying to cause a lot. So this is what we feel, I feel is totally outrageous and unacceptable. The Neta should behave within their rights only. When the civil administration is going haywire, it is the ultimate duty of the police officer to take charge. You cannot come in between and this issue threat because you are occupying a position, as a deputy CM. That's my view.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jaya. We have Venkatesh from Delhi also, sir. Please go ahead with your thoughts on Republic TV.
Yeah, this has become a regular feature in day-to-day life of police officers and so many other bureaucracy also. The one thing I would like to know right now is what will happen after that. If Mr. Ajit Pawar is going to be sacked, whether he will resign, or does Patnaji have so much of steam in him to see that the action is taken against Ajit Pawar. It will become one investigating case. After some time, the officer will be transferred and the case will be closed. And this is what we would see in next 1 week or so. Is there any way that we can see that a firm action is taken against Mr. Ajit Pawar?
Right, sir. Thank you so much, Venkatesh. And I'll now go across to V.S. Menon joining us from Vijayawada, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Banan. Thank you very much. So kind of you. So, see, this is not only one of the cases what we are seeing. I'm a 78-year-old citizen, senior citizen. We have been seeing this for the last more than 6 to 7 decades. And what is really happening is that this is the bread and butter for some of the politicians. So illegal mining, somebody does it, they get something out of that. And whatever the people may say, no, it is not done, this thing, that thing, all illegal mining, they get something out of it. So whoever an upright officer comes, whether it is IPS or local officer or anybody comes, or the mining department, some officers, they object to it, they behave in such a way. And this is not a case where, Ajit Pawar is doing these things. Since long he is having the same character. Because one must, when he enters into politics, should have a moral character. If a politician doesn't have a moral character, he must be thrown out of, such sort of, such a post. All these things has to be done. Thank you.
Mr. Menon, thanks so much for joining us. And that's all the time we have on this edition. Thank you so much, Mr. Sahai, also with your reading of this situation. We seem to a very, very short break, but Republic TV continues to get you all the latest updates, the reactions on this story. As Republic TV continues to call out this power play by Ajit Pawar. In fact, this dadagiri of these politicians, which in fact is now getting so many reactions on Republic TV as well. And coming up after the short break is also Trump's latest rant on India, against India. We'll tell you what Trump has posted on social media. And there's also a row over a township that's supposedly only for Muslim community that's being promoted. Halal housing is now under investigation.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice.
Families in Minneapolis are mourning. Our Greater Annunciation Fellowship is mourning. Our entire city is united in grief, and at the same time, based on this incredible group of people that has assembled here in City Hall, we are also united in action.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph!
We need a statewide
Right, welcome back, viewers. Republic TV brings you the latest reaction of Donald Trump to the Troika. It's getting him so much of jitters. He's completely rattled. We'll tell you what he has said and what the Ministry of External Affairs has said to what's happening as far as United States tariff tirade is concerned. We'll get you all that, but first, the headlines. Donald Trump launches direct attack on India. The US has lost India and Russia to China. Ajit Pawar threatens on-duty woman IPS officer, holds Solapur mining crackdown. Mumbai police acknowledges bomb threat ahead of Ganesh Visarjan. Township only for Muslim community being promoted. Halal housing now under investigation in Maharashtra. Bank of Baroda classifies Arcom and Anil Ambani as fraud. Kerala Congress apologizes after deleting Bihari Bidi analogy post. Cops prepare lookout notice against Shilpa Shetty husband Raj Kundra in a fraud case. Now, Donald Trump has posted on his Truth Social and made one of the biggest statements of late. US President Trump says India and Russia appear to have been lost to China. The deep, dark China, he says. Following the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting in China's Tianjin this week, he tweeted the photograph in which the three leaders are in the same frame. You have Vladimir Putin, you have Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi in that picture. And look at that text where he says that looks like we have lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. And they have a long and prosperous future together. Very, very frustrated Trump there posting on Truth Social, and this is his latest reaction amidst the tariff war. I remember Donald Trump has been facing enormous opposition from within, and we will get you more updates on that. We are now getting in our experts to get you more insights on this. We have former Ambassador KP Fabian live from New Delhi. Ambassador Fabian, thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV. Very good evening to you, sir. And White House in a state of meltdown now, and this is Donald Trump. It feels that he's at his lowest right now. He says that US has lost India and Russia to China. So how do you read into this?
Thank you. Good evening. Before answering your question, let us coin a new acronym, and I would call it Triple T. That is trumped up Trump tariffs. The word trumped up means there is no basis. So Triple T. That is what Trump has done, and I do not think that he has fully realized as yet the folly of his action. And his statement, which you read out about India and Russia joining China, well, that doesn't mean that he has fully understood the gravity of the mistake he made. He is mercurial, and he often uses the English language in a way which, to put it mildly, is not always precise. At the same time, I would say that it's the beginning of a realization that what he has done is against America's interests, apart from violating the norms and international law.
Right. Mr. Fabian very rightly pointed out. Just stay on with us. Let's take a look at what Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Mr. Ranadin Jaiswal had to say when asked question about Donald Trump's statement.
Okay, first let me come to question regarding the post. I have no comments to offer on this post at this point. तो ये आपका सवाल भी इस पे था, तो इस पे हमारे पास अभी टिप्पणी करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. Okay, first let me come to question regarding the post. I have no comments to offer on this post at this point. तो ये आपका सवाल भी इस पे था, तो इस पे हमारे पास अभी टिप्पणी करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है.
Viewers, Peter Navarro has been notorious for making some controversial statements, insulting statements against New Delhi, and to which now Ministry of External Affairs has also reacted. Like, listen in.
In the inaccurate and misleading statements made by Mr. Navarro, and obviously we reject them. As far as United States relations are concerned, प्रणय, ये हम लोगों ने पहले भी कहा है कि दोनों देशों के बीच में एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ग्लोबल स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप है, और हम चाहते हैं कि इस पार्टनरशिप को जो मुद्दे तैयार किए गए हमारे बीच में, एक सब्सटेंटिव एजेंडा जिसको बनाया गया है, उस पर काम करके हम इसको आगे ले जाएं. दोनों देशों के बीच में एक आपसी समझ के साथ, दोनों के शेयर्ड इंटरेस्ट के साथ और साथ ही साथ म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट के साथ।
Fabian, we clearly seen New Delhi rejecting Navarro's comments and his own rants and verbal diarrhea. Mr. Fabian, you feel that Trump is actually facing the heat within as well, not just how the Troika is actually rattling him, but within his own party and also from the opposition, from economists. They're all talking about how US economy is on the brink, and what Trump has done is unprecedented. He has damaged the ties that were being built for 25 long years. The hard work has been undone somewhere by Donald Trump, and also the fact that this matter has been taken to court. It's a Supreme Court now, and somewhere, he is fearing his defeat, isn't it, Mr. Fabian?
Well, Trump is under a lot of internal pressure, which you have mentioned, including the Epstein files. So that is there. But as regards the Supreme Court, we should take into account, though nothing can be predicted, it has got a 6-3 conservative majority. So we don't know what might happen there. But as I said earlier, Trump is probably starting slowly to realize. But I want to make one more comment. I listened to the comments by the External Affairs spokesperson. It is a good thing not to comment on every post which Trump makes. And even about Navarro, we don't have to comment on every comment that he makes. We should make a general comment that we have been coming across comments from the United States which are consistently inconsistent, because India is not the only country buying oil from Russia, and that we do hope that the close and friendly relations existing between the two countries will continue despite this trade matter, which we want to resolve as early as possible.
Right, sir. Mr. Fabian, appreciate you joining us on Republic TV with your thoughts on that, viewers. Now we shift our focus, viewers, to how Donald Trump has been criticizing Chinese president. He criticized Chinese President Xi Jinping for showing off his military strength and not acknowledging the United States' contributions during China's massive Victory Day military parade in Beijing on the 3rd of September. The parade, remember, marked the 80th anniversary of Japan's surrender in World War II, and Trump described the parade as a beautiful ceremony, but expressed disappointment that Xi failed to mention the massive amount of support and blood the US provided to China against Japanese aggression.
They're only doing this, they're looking to, when they did what they did, I thought it was a beautiful ceremony. I thought it was very, very impressive. But I understood the reason they were doing it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. We helped China very much, as you know, when they talk about freedom. And I don't believe that, and maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe that America, that the United States was acknowledged for helping China to gain its freedom. I thought that the United States should have been mentioned last night during that speech, because we helped China very, very much.
We saw a dramatic picture where we saw the leaders of Russia and North Korea and China together. The first time the leaders of those three countries have been together in this sort of show of solidarity. You said that they're conspiring against the United States. What do you think they're conspiring to do? And given this, is it reason why you should slap or would consider slapping secondary sanctions on Russia if they're conspiring against the U.S. now?
Well, I've already done that with regard to India, and we're doing it with regard to other things. And I put out a truth last night. You saw that. And I was the one that brought it up. I said, they're only doing this. They're looking to, when they did what they did, I thought it was a beautiful ceremony. I thought it was very, very impressive. But I understood the reason they were doing it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. My relationship with all of them is very good. We're going to find out how good it is over the next week or two. I think that we helped China very much, as you know, when they talk about freedom. And I don't believe that, and maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe that America, that the United States was acknowledged for helping China to gain its freedom. But perhaps that was just a sleight of hand. I mean, I was very surprised. I watched the speech last night. President Xi is a friend of mine, but I thought that the United States should have been mentioned last night during that speech because we helped China very, very much.
China held a parade to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un were in attendance as Beijing exhibited its military prowess. The parade featured goose-stepping troops, cutting-edge missile systems, and other equipment designed to project China's rising military might. This comes after India, Russia, China projected a show of unity at the SCO summit on September 1st. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Putin, and Xi were seen having a jolly time and later discussed crucial issues such as anti-terrorism, increased cooperation, and boosting international trade. Trump sees this as a threat and a growing potential battle between the U.S. and the Russia-India-China bloc.
Now, more than 25,000 locals have been disconnected in Parkwal of Jammu, viewers, due to bridge being washed away. Locals are risking their lives to cross the mighty Chenab River with children on their shoulder. They have no other option. The villages in Parkwal have started facing heat and are now running out of supplies. NDRF teams are trying to establish a rescue system, and Indian Army has also been looped in for temporary bridge construction. A BJP delegation led by LOP Sunil Sharma is also going to visit all the 27 villages. Here's what the situation is like on the ground. My colleague Goswami Singh filed this report.
See, right now we are in the river Chenab that has breached the civilian areas, and we are on the Parkwal side. That side where Ashu is standing, it is on the Gadkhal side. We have come along with the teams of the NDRF. This is the 16th Battalion of the NDRF that is carrying out relentless operation to take the civilians from one side to other. You will see that the people from the tribal community, they are coming out with their children, with their families, because they do not know that how the situation is going to be on the other side, because there is a scarcity of water, there is a scarcity of fuel, LPG. So everything has come to a standstill for those who have been stranded here. Sir, मुझे ये बताइए, आप लोग वहाँ पे फंसे हैं, क्या हालात हैं? कहते हैं कि LPG, फ्यूल सब खत्म हो गया।
सब कुछ खत्म है सर, बुरे हालात हैं और हमारा रास्ता ही कट हो गया। खाने पीने की भी बड़ी दिक्कत आ रही है, हर एक चीज़ की मुश्किल है हमें।
तो क्या 25,000 के करीब लोग रहते हैं वहाँ?
हाँ जी, 25,000।
तो कोई मतलब फ्यूल बिल्कुल खत्म है?
फ्यूल भी खत्म है, LPG भी खत्म है।
सर, आप लोग सुबह से लोगों को लगातार निकाल रहे हैं, कितना ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग है? क्योंकि पानी तो है ही है, इसके साथ साथ जो मड है वो बहुत ज़्यादा
मड है और पानी भी बहुत ज़्यादा बहाव है कि बोट को खींच कर ले जाता है। बहुत ही दिक्कतें होते हैं, फिर भी हमने मेहनत रस्सी बांध के हम क्या रेस्क्यू कर रहे हैं जो लोगों।
काफ़ी हज़ारों की तादाद में लोग हैं, तो ऑपरेशन लगातार जारी रहेगा?
हाँ सर, कंटिन्यू रहेगा, लगातार जारी रहेगा जब तक हमारे को पूरा कंफर्म ना हो जाए, पूरा पुल ना बने।
So you see that this operation by the 16th Battalion of the NDRF will continue till the bridge is made, and right now they are using their motorized machines to get the civilians from the other side to this side. There are hundreds and hundreds of people that have been lined up on both the sides, but the priority of the NDRF remains that those who are in dire need, those who have to see their relatives in the hospitals or any medical emergency, they will be first taken out from this area, that is the Parkwal area, towards the Gadkhal, and then the other sides will also be taken up. So this is the situation that is now evolving here at the ground zero in the Parkwal sector.
Now, Ashoka emblem on a Waqf board marble stone inside Dargah Hazrat Bal has sparked outrage. Devotees at the Hazrat Bal shrine expressing anger over Ashoka emblem being inscribed on foundation stone during renovation, viewers. And that's the breaking news we have right now. Ashoka emblem has sparked massive outrage. This is Hazrat Bal Dargah in Jammu Kashmir, viewers, in Srinagar. And you can see there are protests now at the Hazrat Bal shrine, popularly called Dargah Sharif. This is the update we are getting in right now. You can see there is massive outrage for the national emblem. This is the Ashoka emblem, and it has not gone down well with the devotees over there. As you can see, on that's what we are breaking. Those visuals are we are breaking, and news coming in from Dargah Sharif. And this is a visual we have accessed. An emblem has been broken. So this is the state of affairs, viewers. The emblem, the Ashoka emblem, has been now, it's the national emblem of India, remember. The three lions, the lion capital, and the four lions, in fact. It's the state emblem of India, which enraged people there at Hazrat Bal Dargah. And you can see how they are clicking photos, they are recording photos, and they are destroying that. Zina Zishan Fazal joins us on the broadcast. Zina, tell us more about this incident, please.
The incident has taken place today at Hazrat Bal, as it is Eid Miladun Nabi, which is being celebrated at the Hazrat Bal Mosque. And just on Thursday, the renovation work was unveiled, and today there was an outrage that have been raised by the locals and the clerks there, because the foundation stone, it was found an emblem which, as per the National Conference MLA Hazrat Bal, that Islam does not allow Buddh Parasti. It doesn't allow worship of an idol that has been placed there. On the basis of this, there was an outrage that was found in the premises of Hazrat Bal Shrine, which is one of the reverted shrines of the Kashmir Valley. And then, as the visuals that we are being here, the people are raising slogans. Slogan shouting is going on against Daraksha Andrabi, who is MOS Minister of State, and also the Waqf chairman here. And now she has called for a press conference where she has shown her resentment, and also urged the Prime Minister and the Home Minister and the DGP of J&K Police and the IG to register an FIR and arrest those who have shown disrespect to this place. And by raising this law, she has also fired at the National Conference, saying that when the entire country, rather in the entire Asia, the renovation and the restoration work of the mosque is being praised, National Conference is doing its politics over it. Because if we see Hazrat Bal Shrine, and Hazrat Bal has always been a bastion of the National Conference. They have been elected from there. In fact, the founder of National Conference, Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah, this was his constituency at one point in time, and then Farooq Abdullah and the other leaders of the National Conference have won from Hazrat Bal. Today, again, the Hazrat Bal constituency in the pocket of National Conference, and when the BJP
Zina,
leader
just stay on with
or
us. We have some reactions also coming in at the moment. Listen in, viewers.
वक्फ बोर्ड कानून, क्योंकि इसमें कानूनी तौर पे इन्होंने बहुत बड़ा क्राइम किया है, और एम्बलम, नेशनल एम्बलम तोड़ना ये क्राइम है, और इन्होंने जिस तरह से दरगाह के असासे को नुकसान पहुंचाया है, तो ऐसे लोगों को दरगाह में जो भी ये आइडेंटिफाई होंगे, उम्र भर के लिए यहाँ पे बैन होगी और FIR होगी.
Right, viewers, this is a short break. We'll come back with the news from Mumbai, where Mumbai police acknowledged a bomb threat ahead of Ganesh Visarjan this year. And another news, a big controversy from Maharashtra township only for Muslim community ad now sparks a row. Halal housing now under investigation.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
ट्रम्प से बात हमेशा अप्रिशिएट करता आया, सीखता आया कि वे राष्ट्रहित को सर्वोपरि रखकर काम करते हैं।
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshaling the full power.
During an interview, American economist Richard Wolff called out the US administration for attacking India with tariffs and shooting itself in the foot by doing so. Wolff said that India is central for trade and that it will find other places to sell its exports if the US gets shut off. Wolff said that India is now, according to the United Nations, the largest country on earth. The United States telling India what to do is like a mouse hitting his fist to an elephant. India will find other places to sell its exports if the US is shut off to India, and the move will only strengthen the BRICS nations. But like Russia found another place to sell its energy, India will sell its exports no longer to the United States but to the rest of the BRICS. India has a long-standing relationship with the US since the Soviet era, and you are playing with a very different adversary. But for those with some humor, it will be the spectacle of the United States acting like it's the world's tough guy as
Welcome back, viewers. Now, Mumbai police has launched an investigation after they received threat messages on a WhatsApp number on Thursday claiming that Mumbai will be blown up. Mumbai is celebrating the 10-day Ganesh festival, and police has made security arrangements for lakhs of devotees who will throng the city's streets on the final day. Here's what the police said in their press conference, viewers.
गणपति विसर्जन के से मुंबई ट्रैफिक पुलिस ने काफ़ी एलाबरेट प्रिपरेशन किया हुआ है, जिसमें हमारे 4 डीसीपी, 8 एसीपी और 60 पीआई और इसके अलावा 179 पीएसआई और एपीआई उसमें डिप्लॉय रहेंगे। इसके अलावा 2826 कर्मचारी ऑन रोड रहेंगे उस वक्त। इसके अलावा 340 एनजीओ स्वयंसेवक के लोग रहने वाले हैं। 285 महाराष्ट्र सिक्योरिटी कॉर्पोरेशन के लोग उसमें रहने वाले हैं। कोई गाड़ी का ब्रेकडाउन हुए या कुछ गाड़ी वहाँ से हटानी पड़ी, जीरो पार्किंग रूट को पूरा सैनिटाइज करना है, तो इसके लिए हमने 54 क्रेन्स की भी व्यवस्था करके रखी है, जो इस तरह के कुछ गाड़ियाँ ब्रेकडाउन हो गई तो उसका वो देखभाल कर सके। इसके अलावा 6 इमरजेंसी एम्बुलेंसेस लगा के रखिए, पर्टिकुलरली गिरगांव चौपाटी के ऊपर में, जिससे कि अगर एक आधी किसी को इमरजेंसी में जरूरत पड़े तो वो एम्बुलेंस के थ्रू मूवमेंट पॉसिबल हो सके। इसके अलावा जीवन रक्षक जो है, जिसको हम लाइफ गार्ड्स बोलते हैं, ऐसे 538 लाइफ गार्ड्स आइडेंटिफाई करके हर चौपाटी के ऊपर इनका डिप्लॉयमेंट किया गया है, जिससे कि अगर कोई अनुचित घटना घटती हो तो उसको रेस्क्यू के लिए ये 538 लोग वहाँ पे हमारे साथ में कंधे से कंधे मिला के काम करते रहेंगे। सोशल मीडिया के द्वारा भी हम रियल टाइम जो ट्रैफिक सिचुएशन है वो आप तक पहुँचाते रहेंगे। आपसे विनती है कि उसको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों में रियल टाइम तक पहुँचाते रहे, जैसे FM रेडियो है, हैम रेडियो है, व्हाट्सएप है या ट्विटर है, जो कोई सोशल मीडिया के अलग अलग जो प्लेटफॉर्म्स है उसका पूरा इसमें इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा। आपको याद होगा पिछले साल वन वे सिर्फ कोस्ट रोड शुरू था, इस वक्त बोथ वे शुरू हो गया, 24 घंटे के लिए कोस्ट रोड शुरू हो गया है।
All right, listen to a short break, viewers, but we get you the latest on Donald Trump's direct attack on India, saying the US has lost India and Russia to China. And Ajit Pawar threatens on duty woman IPS officer holds Solapur mining crackdown.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph! Justice for Ralph!
This is Republic Jack Olival Studio. Stay tuned for all the live and breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Here we didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%, I think.
ट्रम्प से बात हमेशा विश्लेषण करता आया, सीखता आया कि वे राष्ट्रहित के सर्वोपरि रखकर काम करते हैं।
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshaling the full power.
During an interview, American economist Richard Wolff called out the US administration for attacking India with tariffs and shooting itself in the foot by doing so. Wolff said that India is central for trade and that it will find other places to sell its exports if the US gets shut off. Wolff said that India is now, according to the United Nations, the largest country on earth. The United States telling India what to do is like a mouse hitting his fist to an elephant. India will find other places to sell its exports if the US is shut off to India, and the move will only strengthen the BRICS nations. But like Russia found another place to sell its energy.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Republic TV with me, Akanksha Khajuria, and this evening we bring you top 6 stories of the day, stories that matter and stories you should know about. First up, political arrogance has been caught on camera. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, in fact, he threatens a police officer on camera. We have that video for you and we'll show you. Next, another story that is coming from Maharashtra. You may have heard about sprawling township, but have you ever heard about Halal township? In fact, one such project in Maharashtra has triggered controversy. Questions are being asked, is this about development or about divide? And then third, another story from Maharashtra. Mumbai, in fact, is on high alert as multiple bomb threats have been given ahead of the Ganpati Visarjan tomorrow. In fact, the fourth story that we're tracking for you this evening, we will show you the visuals of devastation in North India. Relentless rains, cloud bursts and floods have inundated the plains. And fifth, a tragedy in Afghanistan, 6 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. Over 2,000 people have lost their life. And lastly, Congress is under fire once again, and this time for a bizarre BD and Bihar comparison that has ignited a controversy. These are the top 6 stories that we're tracking for you this evening. Let's get started.